Live.
Excellent.
Okay, wait. Is it going?
There
we go.
It's going to live.
I see it live.
Maybe 4 seconds.
Okay. So, I'll give everybody just like a minute or two to get in here.
Yeah, I'm sending a thing.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate that, Dave. This is going to be an interesting session because this one we're actually going to see what some of the consequences, bless you, of a major conflict in Song of Sirens are. Because in this game, whenever a battle's over, it's not just pick up your loot and move along. It's like, no, actions have consequences.
Yes.
And that's a big part of what the entire system was designed to do, to make combat have long-lasting consequences. It's not just an arcade or sim ship fighter. It very much has all of the political and economic consequences of that fight. How much you want to exacerbate them or tone them down, you guys get to choose that as admirals. But we will certainly see how this plays out. In order to give people a little bit more time to get in here, why don't we start with having everybody give an introduction, and then going over your previous Admiral abilities and the new ones you took, and just a little bit of why, so everybody can kind of know your thought process and your choices. I'll start. Hello everyone, my name is Calvin Anderson. I am the head writer for Song of Sirens and the GM for this campaign, The Heavens Open. And I'm looking forward to running a great game and giving everybody a good time.
I'm Laurel. I was the head editor for the game, and I'm going to be playing Caterina Donatelli in the game.
I'm Dave. I am the main artist for the book artwork, and I am playing Galileo Aquila.
Hi, I'm Red. I'm lead game tester, and I'm playing Daniel Ambrosio.
Alright, why don't each of you go over your current builds? This is only 2 levels worth.
Oh, yes. So, currently, so last time we ranked up.
Mm-hmm.
So, my character took both an Admiral and a Captain ability instead of empowering an Admiral ability.
Other way around.
Empowering a Captain ability. Whatever. That's what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
So before, I had, for my first level, I took Political Darling and Medical Training. Political Darling lets me get more favors, which will become more important as time goes on. Medical Training helps me reduce losses of my crew. So, the one that I took for this rank is I took Puppet Master, which means that not only am I going to be getting more favors, I'm also going to need less favors to pay for things. And then the captain ability I took is Emergency Field Repair, so that way I can heal up a bit in combat. I also went ahead and gave our Siren a new hymn. I'll confirm with you guys if this is good. If not, we can change it. But
Yeah,
sure.
I figured I would just do it, and I thought it would be a fairly decent one. So before, she had Mother Rosaria, who is our Siren. She had Rebirth and Light. And for this level, I gave her Marksman, which will increase the long range of our main battery guns by 3 nautical miles.
Sounds good.
And as a choir, it gives us a +2 bonus when firing at long range.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So I figured you guys would be okay with that?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So that's my character.
And Mother Rosaria. I took, for Admiral ability, I took Overburdened Merchantman, where we can fill small and large cargo ships with 20% more material than usual, but the cost is that they move 20% slower, which we're going to be getting most of our scrap and stuff from really close by, so it doesn't really even matter.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also took, for captain ability, Darken the Skies, which increases your ship's AA DC by 2.
And why did you take that?
Because planes are scary.
Very true.
Planes are very scary. They destroyed everything last session.
So I took massed guns for my Admiral ability. It means that if I have at least 3 ships under my control and they have targeted the same enemy with their main battery guns, it decreases the enemy ship's AT by 2 until the end of the next round.
Mm-hmm.
I assume with Admiral Admiral abilities, you can just keep it rolling over to the next round.
Yep. And say if your battleships were near the top of initiative, then all of your other allied ships all the way through initiative, that AT decrease keeps going.
Yeah.
So say if you had your battleships do that to another ship, and then another ship, say some heavy cruisers that Dave is controlling target the same ship, its AT is still decreased until the beginning of the next round.
It's very useful.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to get 2 other ships under my control. One other, because I think I have both of the battleships.
Yep, you got 2 Andre Dorias and a third under construction.
Yes. I also took, for my captain ability, Fireproof, where it just allows you to extinguish 1 fire on the ship as a captain response without it making a crew skill check.
Yes. Especially good at low levels where those crew skill checks are a lot harder.
And also because fires suck.
They do.
One of us should also take on ability that flood ability next level, so we can just be like, no, you, and turn it off.
Can you scoot a little bit closer to me?
But just remember, as captain abilities, this only affects the ship you are on. Alright, so where we left off last time was with all of your fleets accompanied by the remnants of the Japanese fleet pulling into the harbor at La Spezia.
Yeah.
So, and make sure all of you took your salaries for the 2 months that you have been playing already.
Oh, 2 months?
Yeah, because this
I thought it was
was...
just 1 month.
No, it's
just
only
one. I'm sorry.
February.
Yeah, so take, because
Don't you dare pay us too much.
Wait, why would you say that?
So...
Yeah, so you should have been paid at least once.
I already did mine, so.
Because that money is important. You can spend it to buy favors,
Yeah.
and stuff, and gifts, and a
So
bigger
we would
house.
put this with our savings, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright.
So take your salary minus your expenses, that number, add it or subtract it from your savings.
Yeah, I have it.
Alright.
I have a salary, this much per month, and then expenses, and then I just take what's ever left.
Yeah. And each week, if you so choose, you can change what your expenses are, if need be, if you're spending too much or too little.
Nah, I'm good.
So, well, all of you are now back in your home port of La Spezia with Admiral Masashi. And I'll say that one of the things you notice, first of all, is as you park your battleship next to the other one in kind of, like the battleship row of this harbor, the Fusos are directed to slot into the same place. And you guys get to see a Fuso pull alongside an Andrea Doria. And you finally just get to see, these things are gigantic. As they weigh 50% more and are an extra 100 feet longer. And they're even, taller. Like, you would have to jump down from the Fuso to get to an Andrea Doria.
Wow.
So they are just Goliaths of ships. And you even see the one that was damaged. The crews are already, starting to, rip up boards and, make repairs of the big hole in the deck where it got hit by those French corbettes. So, all of you now have an option of what you would like to do. Because now that you are in port, your options increase. You could choose to leave again immediately, but I think...
don't want to do that.
I
I don't
think
think that's a good idea.
I think you have enough stuff to do in port to keep you busy for a while. So some of the things you can do is you can take downtime to go talk to people, such as your sirens. You could... try and spend some of your money to gain favors with politicians in order to make stuff happen. You can go talk to Admiral Masashi to see if there's any more business you want to do with Japan. Because right now his crews are kind of just fixing stuff up and making emergency repairs to make sure that there's nothing embarrassing happens, like one of their ships sinking in the harbor. Because a lot of these ships are on their last legs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, it's more like they had their last leg beaten with a baseball bat, and now, their other friends are dragging them along behind them.
All right.
And you get to decide what you want to do with that French corbeille. Because it is also pulled into harbor.
Yep.
It's broken, but they managed to fix it, so it was by the time it got into the harbor, it was making its way under its own power. But also, you see the French siren being led off to a detainment facility alongside the other 4,000 French prisoners.
We have so many prisoners.
You do. And you get to decide, what do you want to do with them? Because France probably wants them back.
Yeah.
We could ransom them.
Well, then they can pay us.
Yeah.
Exactly. But something like talking to Admiral Masashi about business, or talking to the French ambassador about the French prisoners, that is Admiral business. So it does not take up your free time. So if you were doing something that is part of business as an admiral, it doesn't take up your free time. But if you want to go take Masashi out to dinner and learn more about him, that takes your free time. If you want to take him out to dinner and ask him how much it costs to get Japan to build you a Fuso-class battleship, that's admiral business, doesn't take up your free time. You're on the clock for that. So
I know what I want to do.
all right,
you
so
go
go
first.
ahead.
I told you what I wanted to do because I called dibs on it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go try to get us a siren.
Ah, you're going to go talk to the church.
Yes, I'm gonna go talk to God.
You have to coordinate with the church in order to summon Italian sirens. So
Hello, little king. May I speak to God?
I will just go ahead and put the rules section for it in chat so that you
Yes,
can read it real
please.
quick. And I will explain it for our viewers as well. So, one thing that's different about Italian sirens is they have the boon of there is no randomness for encountering them. Unlike the British or Germans or French, where they can't force a siren to appear, it's kind of luck-based. With the Italians, they know where all the sirens are, and they can talk to them whenever they want. But getting one to actually talk back and come down and interact with you so that you can move on to the next step of acquiring a siren is where the difficulty lies and where the checks are going to be made. Excuse me. So, first, like I said, you're going to be coordinating with the clergy, and what they're going to, just as a brief reminder, since like, oh, this is your first siren, Admiral, so we'll remind you, you need to begin praying and fasting for a period of 2 weeks. And this will take up your downtime for the next 2 weeks, as you just have to be in constant prayer and fasting. So the thing that they recommend is, if this is what you're going to do this week, don't start this today. Start this tomorrow at dawn, and today eat and drink as much food and water as will fit into your body. Like they're saying that as an admiral, since you have more of advanced constitution, if you could from your weight now to the dawn tomorrow, if you could put on possibly 5-10 pounds, that might be in your best interest.
Right. It's probably. I weigh 120 pounds at best.
Also,
So-
do not imbibe in your addiction. Do
The-
not.
Well, yeah, it's not an addiction.
Yeah.
Thankfully, as that you are only attempting to summon a lesser siren,
Yeah, no,
correct?
I'm not trying to get an archangel. No, thank you.
You are allowed to drink water
Yep.
during this period. You can drink water as much as you want. You can drink anything you want as long as it doesn't have calories.
Okay.
So it's probably just water, but as long as it's not going to give you energy, you're probably in the
Use
good
a
clear.
Diet Coke. No.
Yeah, theoretically, if it was a modern day,
Yeah.
could you drink a Diet Coke? It's there's some segments of the church would say no, some would say yes. It'd be up to your discretion. It might affect
Right.
what kind of angel answers your call.
Right.
Diet
The angel
Coke and Cheetos angel.
Angel shows up and they're just a gamer.
Gamer.
You summon the Dew and Doritos angel.
Oh my god.
Okay. So for the next 2 weeks, you're going to need, including this one, so we'll just start now, you're going to make a body check, a DC 10.
Yep.
And if you fail either of these 2 checks, you'll need to spend a week recovering in a hospital.
Yep.
Because this is not healthy to not eat for a week.
Yeah, so it looks like for this first step, all you have to do is show your devotion and begin calling out to heaven. And you just need a body check, 2 DC 10s in a row for the next 2 weeks in order to show that you've proven your devotion to get heaven's attention.
Alright, you want me to roll them both at the same time?
No, we
or-
gotta do it 1 week at a time.
Okay.
So, first body check. 7. Okay. Well, now here's a
Do you want to
reminder.
use a pearl?
Yeah,
Let me
how
check.
many did we?
Each of you got 1 because you did everything I asked, as far as I can tell. But in between last session and this one, because a good rule of thumb for Song of Sirens is there's a lot of things that you can do in session, but might be better to do out of session, like leveling up, or distributing XP, or if you want to, like, if you're group players who really like to micromanage their shipyards, like getting your new shipyards or technology, those are all good things to do outside of session. So, since all of you did as I asked and leveled up outside of session, each of you gets 1 pearl. You may use yours now if you so desire, or just say that...
11.
Okay, you did. So, you're riding the struggle bus this week.
Did you succeed? What was the DC?
10.
10.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
You almost gave in and ate a little
Right.
cookie.
So, what I'm saying is, like, has Galileo ever, like, straight up fasted for more than a day before?
No. He's
Okay.
18 years old.
I wanted to ask. So it's like your thing is like, oh, just don't eat for like 7 days. Like, well, that's gonna suck, but I can do this. At the end of the first day, like you wake up the next morning, I can't do this. I can't do this. But you're just like and by using that pearl, you're just like, I just gotta power through. I just gotta power through. So what are you thinking that week? And also, I want you to know, is there anything specific you're trying to say or do in your prayers? Because it could affect the creature that answers your call.
I don't think he's saying anything really specific, considering
Mhm.
this is his first angel he's ever
Mhm.
summoned. But also, I feel it's very funny that I'm struggling, considering two of my vices is self-indulgent
Uh-huh.
and lack of determination.
And you're the first person to try and...
You're just thinking, I can do this. It's not that hard. And they're like, it's so hard.
So I find that very funny that I'm struggling so much.
Oh, another nice thing is, since you're only attempting to summon a lesser siren, you can at least do your fast from, like, your apartment.
Yeah,
You
I
can
don't
still
have to
pet
be
your
in the
cat and-
wilderness.
No! Somebody might have to if they want a better siren, but you can at least fast in your apartment. Though,
live
the
at
clergy...
Yeah,
He lives at home.
I live at
Okay,
home.
at your home.
Yeah,
But
I
the
live at home with
clergy
my parents.
did recommend that you don't keep food at home because that makes things a lot harder.
And so
And you
maybe
did not listen to
I'm
that.
just sitting in my room.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk to me, Dad.
Oh, one of the reasons why you're struggling is your parents keep forgetting. They're like,
Right.
hey, it's dinner
I
time.
made your
It's like,
favorite.
I know, I can smell it!
That's what I do with my week.
Alright, so that is your week. Do either of you two specifically want to go next?
You can go
I
next.
can go next.
Mhm.
I was going to, so I want to check in on the French siren.
Okay, you want to check in on the French siren.
Yes.
So you're going to use, and by the way, since you are now at home, you get 2 slots of downtime per
Woo!
week. In the field, you generally only get 1. But at home, you get 2.
You trying to summon a siren takes 2.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
it takes up both of yours. Because that's just part of the cost.
Mhm.
Because, hey, at least Switzerland, you didn't have to pay anything.
Yeah.
A lot of other nations, they have to pay money to even try to get sirens.
So you saved money by not eating.
Yeah,
I
you
get-
saved money. But no, you actually don't get a refund for your food this month. Sorry.
Yeah, I do think that before we head out, we should all at least try to summon
Mhm.
one
Yeah,
more
that's the plan.
siren.
It's just
Yeah.
we can only do it one
Yeah.
at a time, and I called dibs.
The only thing is, you technically can both all be fasting at the same time. It's just the week you actually try and summon it, it can't be overlapping weeks. So, like, you could start summoning a lesser siren, and you could start summoning a greater at the same time, because if you both succeed, you'll be done in 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks, you're still going to be up on a mountain somewhere.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, but I'm not. We've already got one greater siren. I think we're good on that.
We just
Yeah.
need lessers.
Yeah.
So that way our new friends don't think we're lame.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm talking to the French greater siren.
Yes. Okay. Let me go over to her. Okay. Oh, right. I put her with the French sirens.
Because she's French.
I was just like, where is she? I know I made a sheet for her. Alright. Well, that's that then.
She's gone forever.
She's gone forever.
No.
Thanks, Roll20. I have distinct memories of making decisions regarding the siren, and now I don't know where it is.
No.
Actually, I might know where it is. but I'll deal with that as you go. So you remember this siren.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
where did the sirens? Oh wait, no, I probably can't see them because I'm in.
No,
playground.
they're not available to see yet. At
I did see them earlier
Actually,
when I was in like GM mode for something else.
yeah, 'cause I thought they were here. Oh well, Oh, that was supposed to be hidden. Oh, well, but that roll is good for you, so that means I don't have to make that decision right now. So
Oh.
continue. Yeah, you go down to see her. Normally for sirens, there's like a really like strong containment facility, but a lot of those for Italy that they had during the Great War were discontinued by the previous admiral whenever he dismantled a lot of expensive military things. So the one thing that you notice that you find mildly alarming is she's basically just in a slightly reinforced jail cell.
Oh no.
That's a little concerning.
It's a very sturdy jail cell. No human could ever get out of it. You think this is maybe the one that admirals are supposed to be locked in? But
Maybe lesser sirens.
maybe lesser sirens.
Does it look like, with my body, does it look like I could punch a hole through it?
Oh, you think if you spent a week in here, you could probably get out if the guards weren't paying as much of attention?
Why are you... Man, Is this really where we're keeping her? I look over to the guard.
And he's just like, look, I get it, Admiral, but all of the proper siren containment facilities were decommissioned by the previous Admiral after the Great War. We're trying to see if we can reactivate one of them, but most of them were demolished.
It could have at least been nice looking. We're trying to put our best foot forward here, and this is very much not our best.
We understand, but we didn't expect to capture sirens.
Yeah, I didn't either, but it has happened.
It has.
Oh my.
Yes.
Okay. Just get the translator.
Okay, I was about to mention, like, did you bring the translator?
As they come in, you do have the translator, and they are willing to speak with you.
I apologize for your current accommodations. They're not really...
Don't tell her it's weak.
No.
Okay.
They look nice. It's a jail cell!
Okay.
I apologize. I thought they were going to give you nicer accommodations.
You seem really trusting.
Seem is a nice word there.
Mm-hmm. You're lucky that you didn't capture one of the other Fae that the French could have summoned.
Oh,
If
really?
they'd put a vampire or something in here, you would just have one loose in the countryside. You're lucky I'm not barbaric like the rest of them. Like some of the other sirens the Admiral could have brought.
You're not a very big fan of those other sirens?
No.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know, it's like, would you be a big fan if you had a bunch of feral monkeys living in Italy that ate people? Would that be fun?
No,
Would you enjoy
not-
that? Would you
not-
be a big fan of them?
Not particularly, no. Not really.
Well, then no, I'm not a fan of the Dark Fae. They're literally just poor copies of us.
Hmm. And they have a lot of those running around.
No, this Admiral doesn't summon any because he doesn't want to deal with our bickering, apparently. All of the previous ones from the Great War, summoned by the previous Admiral, were dismissed.
Dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
What does your country do with the sirens that have been dismissed?
Yeah, and they didn't tell me that.
Ours just go back to heaven.
That is what happens to yours.
Yeah.
They say, I must go, my people need me.
If I had to guess, the new Admiral probably sold them to a minor nation or something.
Well, that's not very nice.
No, not really. She's reading a book.
A book. So what book does she have that she can read?
You asked the translator, and apparently she's asked for reading material, but the only thing the jailers were willing to give her was a Bible. So she's so bored, it's better than nothing, is what she said.
What language is the book in?
They have French Bibles.
Yeah.
I know, but do we have French Bibles?
Yeah. It's like-
We have Bibles in every language.
Oh yes.
I mean, this is a prisoner of war camp, so they knew the French prisoners were a possibility. So and it says that they're willing to give anyone a chance at salvation. So it's just to read something. It's like, here's the only book we'll give you. It's like, okay, you were stuck in a jail cell, and that was the only book you had.
I'd read it.
I'd read
Yeah.
it.
I mean, some of the events in the Bible are actually kind of exciting,
Mhm.
mainly in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
So where are you at in that book?
I just started at the beginning. I'm at the part where there's I'm pretty sure about a third of this page is names.
Yes. I have read that. Me, Jared, I have read that.
Mm-hmm.
I have read that page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot of names have been used from that particular page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can tell. Daniel.
Okay, listen. There's more than one Daniel in the Bible, and I'm not from that page.
Get stuck in any holes with feral cats lately?
No.
So it's happened then, just not lately.
Yes.
Oh!
Phrasing.
I was a rambunctious teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Is there anything you'd like me to get you in your jail cell?
Anything I want?
Not anything within reason.
Okay. Could you bring me a soda?
Sure, we have... Sure. I can get you a soda.
Well, I would like a soda.
Okay.
Isn't there like a huge difference between Italian and French sodas?
Oh,
I've heard of that. There's like
Oh.
a huge difference
All
between
she
them.
said is soda, right?
Yeah, she just said, just bring me a soda. She wants a soda.
So I send the guy off to fetch a soda. I want this reaction.
Yeah, no,
right
there's
now.
like a huge difference between the two kinds of soda.
Mm-hmm.
I know this.
I've had Italian sodas, and they're delightful.
So what's the difference?
I think French
Between
sodas
American-
have cream in them.
Oh, no, Italian ones
No,
have cream.
Italian.
Italians have cream, French do not.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, French have a different way of doing sodas too?
Yeah, no, they just have different ways of doing them. I'll look up Italian.
I want to try it.
Another thing is, these sodas would be smooth.
Yeah, there's no carbonation.
There's no carbonation.
Not in 1930.
Wow. So
But
question:
see,
would we have access to the kind of soda she actually wants?
You don't know.
because you don't know what she's talking about.
You've never been to France. You never had a soda from
You're
France.
probably just thinking, sure, a soda, whatever.
You're thinking like this. This is what you're thinking.
That looks delicious.
It looks so good.
It looks delightful.
I like to get Italian. We're gonna have
Nice.
some Italian cream sodas
Oh, yeah.
in a couple of weeks
Yes.
for your birthday.
For my birthday.
Oh,
We're gonna go drive like 4 hours to his favorite restaurant.
That's awesome.
what?
Well, I think that's
Yeah.
like 2 hours there, 2 hours back, or something.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
something like
we're
that.
recording.
Yeah, let's not.
Let's not dox ourselves.
No.
Oh no, I'm just saying we're gonna drive far away just for his birthday,
Yeah.
just so we can go to a restaurant
I mean,
because there's not one here anymore.
we drove really far
Oh.
away to go to a boba shop for my birthday.
Mhm.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah,
So somebody brings the soda, and they give it to you because they refuse to stick their hand through the bars.
she'll bite me, dude.
Yeah, because she.
I've got admiral strength and a high body thing. I am also rash and full of myself, so I think I can take the greater siren.
Mm-hmm.
It's less trusting in her and more trusting in my faith.
Yes.
In myself.
You have a lot of issues with greater sirens, I've noticed.
Mhm.
Yes.
So, do you stick your hand through the bars to give her the soda? Because, I mean, there's normally a food tray, but that doesn't...
I hold it out on the other side of the bar for her to grab.
And she does so. she I'll say this is one with like a twist off cap or something.
Yeah.
She just
Does it like just embed itself in the roof?
she didn't hit it that hard,
Oh.
but she's able to just like as if she had like a knife. And she like takes one sip and just
Is there something wrong?
Cream?
that wasn't the flavor I was expecting, but it works.
Yeah.
She's like she took like one big gulp to begin with. Now she's just like sipping on it.
Yeah. Are you enjoying the soda?
Yes, thank
That's good.
you.
You're welcome.
Glad to see you know how to treat a siren.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Italian.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make sure these sirens know that we're better
Yes.
than their home.
I can't stop looking at these. This is what Galileo's been doing. Just
Staring at food.
Is he just like
drinks.
standing in front of a soda shop, just staring in the window longingly, knowing that they have too much sugar for him to drink them legally?
He's at a cafe, just like salivating over all the baked goods.
I have
In the
them
little
bring me a
display.
soda because now I want one.
Yeah.
these
You also have a soda. And those are too cheap. I'm not charging you for them. Those are too
Yeah.
cheap.
Heck, it's probably being
shiny
provided. They're sending off peons to pay for it for us.
Yeah.
It cost you a shiny nickel.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's less than 1 lira, so I'm not charging you for it.
Yeah. It's part of my food expense.
Yeah.
Oh
Exactly,
yeah, that
exactly.
actually. would
Yeah,
make
this
sense.
is about what I imagine they look like.
I'm gonna look
Yeah.
up some, after the stream. I'm gonna look up some Italian soda recipes and
Oh,
make
yeah.
some.
So, is there anything else you want to do? Because giving a gift doesn't take up your time slot. Though I will say you do get some points for a gift.
Yes,
You
and
can ask about her.
yeah, no, I'm gonna ask about her. I want to know more about her. Where do I roll that?
There's some really important questions that that don't require a roll that you haven't asked yet.
What's your name?
What's your name?
I take a sip of my drink. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't introduced myself to you yet, and you haven't introduced yourself. Well, I believe I have introduced myself, but let's have introductions again.
Hey, consider
Shall
she
we?
knows your name.
I'm Daniel Ambrosio. Vice Admiral. What's your name?
I was always referred to as Le Saran de Corbeil 6. Basically, the guy translates it's just like the Siren of Corbeil 6.
The Siren of Corbeil 6.
She doesn't have a name.
You don't have. She doesn't have a name. You don't have a name?
Yeah, imagine you say that to like the guards. She doesn't have a name. You don't have a name.
And then even the guards just like, oh, no.
Right? That's a
Everybody in the
They
entire
begin
block
chatting
that's
with
here.
you in Italian, just like, how barbaric, how barbaric.
Angry Italian.
Angry Italian noises. So she says that, and all of a sudden she just sees like the translator, like you look quizzical, the translator translates, and it's a bunch of Italians just being mad, and she's just like,
What did I say?
and she's doing this, and just. Not like she's like mildly concerned, like, are they gonna take away? She actually like backs away into her cell, and, like holds her soda a little closer. Where you're gonna take it away because she made you mad?
Oh man.
She feels like did I insult them in some way? Are they mad? She doesn't look afraid. She just looks like mildly like concerned. Like what did I say? Did I say something that offended them?
Oh, that's funny.
Technically, but it wasn't her that offended her.
Oh man, I feel so bad for her.
So I officially asked the question, you
Yeah.
don't have a proper name?
No, that's not standard practice in the Marine Nationale.
That's barbaric.
Well, I was told that was standard practice everywhere.
It is not.
Like,
Are you...
one thing is like the Japanese are known for treating their sirens the worst, and you know that that the siren you met at least had a name.
She has a name. Oh my god.
Even the Japanese named their sirens.
Yes. My dear, are you not aware that sirens have citizenship in Italy?
She doesn't say that. She's like usually she doesn't believe you.
Not only do they have names.
In fact, hold on. Deliberation out of character.
Yeah.
Would it be okay to say that technically Mother Rosaria is of a higher rank than we are?
That depends
You
on
could-
whether
Oh, we
or
could-
not
we
we're
could-
going to give her back.
We could say that the regent, who I'm sure everybody knows is a siren, is a higher rank.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't live here.
Yeah.
Like, she's not really
Or you
here.
could just say, we
There is
let
a
sirens retire.
Yeah, we let sirens retire.
Your mother's a siren who's retired,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Say that. Use
My
yourself
own-
as an example.
My own mother's a retired siren.
Get to retire?
Yes.
We were always told that retirement was death.
No. They can even gain higher standing than even admirals.
She looks like she's kind of not believing you.
I would show you, but you are also technically a POW, so I understand that I can't really show very much proof.
Fair enough, but I'm gonna need to see it to believe it.
I understand.
You're putting dangerous thoughts into her mind.
Yes, that's the
That's
point
the
of
point.
this.
We want her to have dangerous
We
thoughts.
want her to know that she can have a better life with us.
So now, if you wanted to try and roll wit to learn more about her,
I
or
would.
you could try and if you want to roll charm to convince her that what you're saying is
Charm's
true.
You know what? I'm gonna roll charm. I got a hella good charm.
Yeah, your
Four.
charm's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's just
You might
it's
gain
a,
some RP points if she believes you.
yeah, it's a D20 plus 4, right?
If you use if you click the advanced roller, you can add your bonus right there.
All right, and I just hit roll.
Mhm.
All right, charm we go.
12.
12.
That exactly meets her DC. So you're not going to beat the advanced DC that I had set for her to fully believe you, but she'll just be like, okay, I'm going to choose to believe you on this for now, but I'm going to keep my suspicions and I hold the right to revoke my trust in you in this matter.
That's understandable, considering your accommodations at the moment.
Maybe if you put me in someplace nicer, maybe I'd be more inclined to believe you.
Maybe if I'm able to trust you more, I will.
Fair enough.
I love her.
I adore her.
You
I
don't
love
even,
her so
you don't
much.
even need to starve yourself. You got her.
Yes, but I have to work on it. She's still technically. Is she a negative at the moment in terms
yeah.
of? Yeah.
I'm going to give you 2 points for convincing her of that, though.
Yeah.
Though she is not a hard DC.
Yeah, I was
No.
saying. I was thinking, considering I kind of know the range for hard. I know the range for being hard.
Shut up.
Oh gosh.
And I know that that's a really that would not have passed the hard type.
Nope.
The hard
No,
DC.
I was like, oh no, that's one of my higher stats.
All right, I'll put it where you can see them for now.
Okay.
Still doesn't have a name.
Yep, and no art yet.
No.
I still don't have a name.
Yeah, I wasn't going to commission art for them. I didn't know if you were going to sell them back to France.
Now she's on now.
Yes. Let's see.
I feel
love
so
her.
bad
She's
for
so much
her.
fun. She's so much fun.
got a name
Can I
of
also roll to find some stuff out about her?
Yeah, you have 2 free time slots. The
Alright, I'll
convincing
take
her of
that.
that was the first one. I'd say it takes a day, but you can come back another day and try and learn more about her.
She's currently not that far into the negative, though.
Yeah. No, she's just.
Because she's not been treated poorly and she wasn't injured in the
Yeah.
combat and... It's just like, the negative 40 is like, she just doesn't trust you people. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, great. New slave master, different day.
Yes. You know what? I'm gonna bring her some good Italian cuisine.
Sure. Yeah, you can bring her a gift.
I was gonna think carbonara, but no, that doesn't keep well. Like proper Italian carbonara, if I know correctly, kind of congeals a bit if it's allowed to cool down. Which I imagine it would cool down by the time I get it out of the restaurant to the cell.
So you're trying to use a wit check to learn something about her, over a nice meal.
Yes.
All right. So roll your wit check. The DC is 12.
All right, and I believe I only have a 1 in that. Let me.
Gives you a little bit worse odds than a coin flip. All right.
A 10.
So you don't manage to learn anything about her or
Darn.
gain any RP, but you do have a pleasant conversation. So if she doesn't dislike you more, she doesn't like you more, you don't really learn anything. She's still being very guarded.
Yes.
And you're not able to really suss any information out of her, except that she just requests with her meal another soda.
Yes.
Man, she likes.
I'm assuming
that
she likes soda.
Mhm.
I don't know
Well,
if that's a
it's
lie.
not an official like, but it is a hint towards one. I'll give you that. All right, so that's the two of you. Laurel.
Okay, so there's a lot of things that I need to do, and I'm trying
Mhm.
I've been trying to figure out which one I want to do first. So, okay. So, now that we're back, does any, like, for as far as, like, Admiral business goes, before I get into
Mhm.
anything personal, is there anything that we need to do, or is it just gonna be at the end of this week, you're gonna have us go in and do a debriefing with, the king and our bosses and stuff?
You guys have already kind of done that. Is as part of your business. You guys have written like it's part of like what your entire week is spent is like. You guys just do a bunch of paperwork and reports and just like the heavy cruiser Amalfi was damaged by gunfire. The shell hits were here, here, and here. We're gonna need to replace this, and that.
Yeah, but
blah,
weren't
blah,
they
blah, blah,
impressed
blah.
with anything that we did?
Yes, they were certainly impressed with that. You all did receive commendations.
Are we getting medals?
Not quite yet. If all of the French ships had been sunk by Italian ships, you would have gotten
Yeah.
medals. But the Japanese
I don't think-
did the heavy killing.
Yeah, I don't think any of the ships were outright sunk by Italian ships.
I was just wondering
You
if we,
disabled several, but none of the capital ships
I
were
was just
I
sunk.
know
wondering
for a
if we
fact
got
my
anything for it, so.
It certainly puts you on the path to raising your standing.
Okay.
But that combat itself is not enough to do it on its own, but it did count as a great victory and decreased your crew mutiny level by 20, which I've already done for you.
Oh, okay, thank you. Alright, I just wanted to know.
Yeah, so you got minus 20 on your crew mutiny level is what that earned you.
Okay, got
And
it.
plus 10 relationship with the Empire of Japan.
Yes, okay, I just wanted to know if we got anything else.
Mm-hmm. Anything else is stuff you'd have to work for in bargaining with the Japanese as they try desperately to patch leaky ships in port and pump water.
Okay, so I guess what I'm gonna do then. Because they're only gonna be here for a little while, the Japanese fleet, so.
Well, that kind of depends.
Yeah. Should I wait for that to be an everybody thing?
Oh, you can call in everybody anytime you want.
Yeah, I
Because if
mean,
you're talking
you're
with
just
them
gonna
over
be
business.
hungry.
I'm just gonna be hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, yeah, so, you know what, I think for my personal time, I'm going to start ramping up some favors for us while we're in a
Yeah.
good position.
Yeah,
so,
do it. Spend some money. Get some favors.
Okay, so let me pull up the chapter with the rules.
You're the
for
one
that.
with like a ton of charm, right?
Yes. It's like, hey, politicians, guess what I did? Okay, chapter 6, 159. Okay. 'Cause I think I'm just gonna be schmoozing.
Mm-hmm.
Kissing some butts.
Yes.
Mwah.
Whatever it takes to get favors.
Okay, so I'm gonna be schmoozing. Looks like I can do it once. 1 ECV per person. How much money do I have? I have 13,000 right now. I'm about to spend 10,000 of that.
Yep. And that is 10,000 per person.
So I'm just gonna be doing one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just pay that cost. Unless you guys want to give me some of your money to get us more.
No.
I don't have.
'Cause-
That would be all the money I currently have.
So
Because
wait, how
with
much?
your abilities,
10,000 per?
because with your ability, it is more efficient for you to get at least 2 favors at a time.
Yeah.
I can get 10,000.
All right.
Because you kind of have a buy 2 get 1 free thing.
And this is for everybody, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna hoard these favors just for myself. So.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
would,
putting
but that would leave me
money
with
on
basically
anything.
no savings, and I don't think that's a very
Yeah,
good
it
idea.
leaves me with 6,000, so I'll be okay.
Okay, so I'm inviting 2 people.
All right, you're having a dinner party with 2 prominent politicians.
Yeah, and some other people, but you know, like those 2 people are like the most important people.
Yes. It could be a dinner party or anything other than soirees, whatever you want to do it.
1 favor per person present on a success. Okay, so right now we're in neutral standing.
Mm-hmm. So I believe that makes the DC 20?
15.
15.
Remember, we had to lower it because you were still
Yeah.
in D&D mode whenever you first did it.
Yeah, DC 15. Right, because it goes all the way down to 5 if you're in great standing.
Yep. Okay. Let me see if I have anything that'll help me with this. I do have socialite
Yes.
and high court.
Yeah, so either of those or both could be applied depending on how you're attempting to gain the favor.
So I'm gonna ask my mama and papa at their
Mhm.
fancy estate house like using their house to set up like a very fancy party, like one where you would like dress up and like have a sit down meal and everything.
Yes, you could certainly do that.
Uh-huh.
And you are attempting to take the schmooze action?
Yes, that is correct.
All right.
Now let me see here. So I believe, yeah, that's a specialty, so that'll be advantage plus my charm twice, so that's plus 12.
Yes.
So I
Advantage
have a
plus
very
12.
good chance of getting that.
Yeah. Versus a DC 15, you have a very good chance of succeeding and making this money worthwhile.
All right, let's see. Go. 18.
Okay, so with an 18, you do succeed, and you would normally get 2 favors, but...
Mm-hmm. I get 1 more favor than usual, so that means I get 3.
Yes. So with these political bigwigs here, you manage to host this little dinner party, and you spend a lot of money on it, but you do get some political bigwigs to show up, and that will grant you 3 favors.
All right, so I'm going to keep that on my character sheet, but if you guys need favors for stuff, you just let me know, and I don't mind handing them over.
Of course.
I got you.
Especially you. You earned at least one of those. You paid for one of them at least.
And 3 favors itself is not a small amount.
Mm-hmm.
So you all have 1 other free time slot.
Okay. With the other one... Oh, and you know what? To that dinner party, I'm going to invite Masashi as well. He can come to it as well. Because why not? I'm not trying to get favors from him, but he can come.
Absolutely. A lot of the politicians and people present are very interested to meet him and speak with him. He ends up being a little bit of a feature of the party because he's from somewhere so far away. And while he can't speak Italian, he can speak French, and many of the people present here can translate, including you.
Yeah, that's all I'll translate for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I feel like, because we're trying to become allies. I think he sees that we're trying really hard to be his allies. So
He certainly seems very grateful to be here.
Uh-huh.
And not, at the bottom of the Adriatic Sea.
All right. So then, after the party, I'll meet up with him to just catch up with him. I gave him a few days to figure things out, get things a little more settled.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll spend some time with him. Let's see here. I need to pull up his sheet. I want to learn more about him. What?
I'm just laughing that 3 favors is actually the minimum to declare war on another country.
France! Give your ass!
Just like, Admiral Galileo, could I have a little bit of money to get some favors from a politician? Oh, sure, Katerina. Just like the next day, it's just like, Italy declares war on the nation of France. It's like, what?
What did you do?
I spent 3 favors. Thanks for the money. Spent 3 favors.
Oh no.
I thought I was helping. Oh my god.
But that will make me mad. I want to get him.
Oh no.
So I just had to laugh at that because you could actually use that to go more on France if
I
you
hate
wanted.
it. Oh my god.
That's not what I want to do. I am when it's not my turn. I'm gonna look and see what kind of things I can spend this on now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so where is he? I want to see his. There we go. There he is. Okay, so he likes learning languages.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting immersed in Italian language right now, so I
Yes.
bet he's having a good time.
Oh yeah, you can definitely tell that he's like trying to pick things up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I want to get to know him a little bit better. So what is there to do? And you know what? I'm going to take him to an art museum because there are lots of art museums and stuff in. Actually, no, because like the Colosseum is around, so I want to take him to go
Look at architecture.
Yeah, look at architecture.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be really cool.
Yeah.
And then he could be like, "Wow, this is so different." And then whenever I go visit, he can show me around and be like, "Wow, this is so different."
Exactly.
I mean, Italian and Japanese art is so different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Both great.
Mm-hmm.
And you're specifically trying to learn more about him?
Yes.
All right. Let me make sure there's
I'm
not...
going to use my reading people specialty, which I believe I would get a +8 on
Yes.
with advantage. Oh, I didn't even get with advantage on the other one. Whatever, I succeeded. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to take him out and about. Oop, maybe get some lunch while we're out. Oh, hey.
26.
Want to
Okay.
roll a second one? Okay, good. I didn't think I could roll better, but...
I'll give you the one that seems the most obvious. So, as you are all out and about, it is now February.
Yeah.
So it's still pretty cold.
Uh-huh.
And even though you're kind of in more southern Italy, it's just a cold front has come through, and it's actually snowing today. And you learn from his reaction that Admiral Masashi actually really likes the snow. He's from northern Japan, where it snows quite frequently. And not only does the cold not really bother him, he just loves how everything looks when it's just covered in snow. It's like, I find it just so peaceful and tranquil, just seeing a completely untouched blanket of snow across the landscape. It helps me meditate.
Okay, so he likes winter?
Snow.
Just snow specifically.
Yes.
Winter kind of goes with snow, though, so...
Mm-hmm. He likes the snow.
All
He
right.
finds it relaxing. It calms his raging mind.
He looks like he's full of anger.
Oh, yeah. He's just not showing it
He
around
needs
you
to-
because he's not angry at you.
He needs to cool off, so it's like goes likes the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine him face down in a pile of snow to cool off.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Yes. I do find the snow to be quite nice, especially around this time of year.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised it's even snowing this far south. Though where I live, it probably isn't going to stop snowing for another month or two at least.
Mm-hmm.
Though sometimes we have had those Arctic blizzards come a little far south even during the summer. But usually it just turns into cold rain.
Mm-hmm. Certainly. Well, how have you been enjoying your time in port? I know you've only been here for about a week now, but...
The accommodations have certainly been helpful. We do appreciate you giving some food and lodging to our sailors, though we are wondering what the more long-term arrangement is going to be. As I really do hate to be a burden, but my fleet does not have the fuel or supplies to make it back to Japan.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've been discussing that with my peers and some of my superiors. We're going to certainly have a meeting this next week. We just wanted to give you time to, get your bearings before we go straight into business.
Fair enough. That is appreciated, as we did not want to be guests forever.
Mm-hmm. No, certainly not. I don't think we could afford that. Not unless you want to join us.
No. Though I'll take the offer under consideration, but my formal answer must be no.
Yes. He like us. At least a little bit. All right.
So, you learned more about Admiral Masashi.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. All right, good. All right, not my turn anymore. But so I'm going to start looking at favors while you guys do your stuff.
Well, that actually concludes that week. So unless you guys have any business deals you want to do, such as going ahead and meeting with Masashi for during the week while you do Admiral business, it'll proceed on to the next week.
Do we want to do the meeting now or wait till next week?
We
Sooner
can do it
sooner
now
better.
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with whatever.
I'm good with whatever, so let's do it.
Okay.
All right. So Admiral Masashi will lay it out for all of you, and you guys, along with some Italian, other important military figures, like some generals, and let me see if anybody more important is going to be here. Would you consider that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well,
If, say, the Pope or the Regent were here.
I don't
mean,
think it would be a
probably
bad thing.
a decent
Kind
thing.
of neutral?
Yeah, I'm neutral about it.
Okay, I'm going to say that that the Pope is here, but not Regent Evangeline.
Okay.
Hmm.
He wanted to sit in on the meeting and see what was going to happen.
Good.
He just has like a little one of those guys in the Catholic priest uniforms and just whispering in his ear and translating for him, because this meeting is primarily in a language he does not speak.
I mean, I can speak directly to Masashi since he knows English.
Mm-hmm. Each of you actually can, because he speaks English for you, you speak Japanese, and you speak French.
What if we all just speak directly to him in the language he understands that we know?
Mm-hmm.
I think that would probably be a little confusing. We might just want to use a translator. That way he's not constantly having to switch which language he's trying to think in.
I could straight up just be the translator because I know Japanese and Italian, so
Mm-hmm.
I could be the translator.
Yeah, you just
True.
translate.
And that way we know they're not saying anything like.
Yeah. So he'll speak Japanese to you, and you'll speak Japanese back to
Yes.
him, and you'll translate, Italian to him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at the meeting, he is there along with a couple of other of his officers. Not the Siren. He did not bring her this time.
I think that would be a poor decision.
So it is just him and a couple of other of his officers, and what looks like some kind of Japanese politician who was traveling with the fleet as well, likely to help facilitate the deal. So it's mostly him and some kind of high-ranking Japanese politician who you don't care about.
Okay, yeah.
But who is able to speak on behalf of the Japanese government.
Oh, okay, that's
Because
good.
they were already, like, I guess, deputized or whatever, so like you have the ability to negotiate for us legally. So anything that is agreed to at this meeting would be legally binding.
Okay,
So well, you know, there wouldn't be any waffly nonsense.
gotcha.
So, thank you all for taking the time to meet with us, and I want to open this by saying thank you so much for your support in that battle. I do not think things would have ended well if not for your interceding on our behalf. So, on behalf of the nation of Japan, you have our gratitude. And I hate to ask for more, but my fleet is in a bit of a poor state. Not just because almost half of it is disabled, those that were not sunk, but because as part of our deal with France, we got from Japan to the Mediterranean by refueling in French colonies. They offered to pay for our resupply as part of the deal. So we did not bring replenishment tankers with us. And our ships do not have the range to go back to Japan on a full tank of fuel, of which none of them have, because we were planning to resupply in France. So most of our ships' fuel tanks are running below half, if not on empty, as we also had to take maneuvers to evade and battle the French repeatedly. We would like to be able to go home, but we obviously do not expect you to supply thousands of gallons of fuel for free. So we want to negotiate for that at the very least in some way, shape, or form. Basically, they want the ability to resupply in Italy and then hopefully find some other way to get home. Because they also can't go straight from Italy back home.
Yeah.
Because maybe their battleships or their carriers would have the range to do that, but destroyers and light cruisers, nah. They don't have that kind of range.
Would they be passing by any Italian settlements on the way home?
The only one is in North Africa, and that's not really much closer.
Yeah, not really.
Maybe like a couple 100 miles shorter at most, and that'd be it. And Japan does have colonies, but all of their colonies are in Asia. They control part of China, Korea, and Taiwan. So they could, if they could make it back to Taiwan, they'd be fine. But they can't make it that far, not out with their light ships, and they didn't bring replenishment ships that they could fuel up here either. So they're either gonna at the very least need to refuel in Europe somewhere, and then either make a pit stop along the way in some country that is allied with them, which they don't have. They don't have friends. Or borrow/rent a resupply ship from you,
That's
and
what I
then
was-
maybe return it.
That's what I was thinking.
Or
Yeah.
have you broker a deal where they could resupply in a country friendly to you and then make it home? Say
That's another option as
We
well.
have a fleet oiler.
you do have a fleet oiler, and that'd be more than enough to get the fleet home, I believe.
Yeah,
We
they
can let
would just
them
have to bring
borrow it
back.
like a lend-lease.
Mishmash has interesting idea. Don't battle BBs have unwrap gear?
What?
I'm not
Not 100%
sure what that
that
means.
is. Oh, underway replenishment.
Ah.
Yes. So the battleships, if you're talking about the battleships potentially being able to resupply the smaller ships on the way home, they potentially could. That's not really a system we have in Song of Sirens as part of just making sure players have to spend fuel to do things to make sure fuel is an important resource. They could theoretically do that, but I believe, let me check the range on these Fusos, but I think the Fusos are even struggling to reach Japan at this point. Because for the Fusos, they have a maximum range of 8,000 nautical miles, and they're using more than half of that just to get there themselves. And there's only 2 of them, and there are dozens of smaller ships that can't make it on their own.
Yeah, but it was a really big fleet. But that was a really good idea, Mishmash.
Yes. So if there was only like a little bit that they needed, a GM could absolutely say that smaller ships could take fuel from larger ships. So if they just need to overcome a little gap, they could probably do that. But they have a really big gap that they need to clear. And there's a lot more smaller ships than there are bigger ones. So, but that is a good idea. If it was just a small gap, that is a good way for a GM to hand wave you being close enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I think personally, them borrowing one of our replenishment ships, I think that would be the best because then they get to come back.
Then they have to return to us.
Yeah, then they have to come back.
Mhm.
And we get to see Musashi again.
And continue diplomatic relationships.
Exactly. So I think that's the best.
We don't want to just give it for free, though.
No,
No,
of course. But they
obviously
also
not.
went to France with the intent of paying for something.
Yes. So
So these are treasures that they can do
Yeah,
without.
well,
I don't
yeah,
suggest
I
we
don't-
take all.
Yeah, no,
of
I was
them.
about to say like
Yeah,
I don't think.
what do they have?
Yeah, what are they even? What
What are they carrying?
Yeah, what are
with
they
them?
taking to France?
So France wanted payment in basically bullion specifically. Like France did not want the payment in yen because if they did, they could just wire it over.
Yeah.
But France wanted the payment specifically in bullion. So a lot of what they're carrying is more like silver, gold, like other heavy precious metals,
Like
things
actual
like that.
like treasure.
Yeah. So a lot of them are carrying that. And most of these ships, there are a lot of them, they're not all loaded to capacity. They specifically spread out the payment over more ships than necessary in case something did happen.
Like this.
Yeah, so if they consolidated all of the money, they wouldn't even need half of the vessels they're carrying, but they wanted to spread it out just in case something bad happened, because they wanted to make sure they had the full payment
Okay.
on day of.
Okay.
So there are 85 merchant ships, but not all of them are full to the brim with money.
Okay.
It's more like 20% to half.
So this was like the first to show up.
This would have been the full payment.
Okay.
But they didn't. They just didn't want to make the ships too
Okay.
dense, especially
So,
since gold's very heavy.
About
so.
how much?
That's a good point. How much would they need to pay to buy French Indochina?
Just because like
A lot.
Yeah.
I just need to know because like
Yeah,
I need to know
what-
what half of what they're paying is. I need to know what a quarter of what they're paying is.
And so this is not coming from their military budget, so their navy isn't paying for this, it's their government. And the payment, he reports it was 300,000 bullion.
It's a lot.
Jeez,
That is a lot of money.
jeez, that. Oof.
Yeah.
So half of it would be numbers.
150K.
Now,
He does seem like kind of reticent to tell you that number, but he's like, I don't really have a choice. It's like there's no point in lying here. So you don't know for sure if that's the real number, but you bet he has at least that much on him.
okay.
Okay. So yeah, we just wanted to know so that way we could know like what we're working with.
Yeah.
Here, what he has to offer versus what we have to offer.
And then another thing to consider is that a lot of his ships are very heavily damaged, and he has come with reports on how, what it would take to fix them.
Yeah.
So another thing that he's probably going to get into at some point is getting them fixed. A lot of them are not in a state to leave port
Yeah.
as is. And some of them would take quite a long time to fix. So another thing he's looking to kind of gauge is for these damaged ships, like, are you willing to repair them? Do I need to tow them back with me? Because on the one hand, if you guys repair them, he might pay you to repair them, or you could do it for goodwill.
Yeah.
Or if there are damaged ships that you want, you could offer to buy them so he doesn't have to repair them and take them back. So
So how much is he selling them for?
you want to know how much this
Yeah.
is for? He comes prepared with that.
Oh, yeah.
He had a feeling that after
That
seeing
would-
in that fight, he kind of gets the feeling like, yeah, they might want to purchase some of these ships. And Japan, like every other great nation or great power, is more than willing to sell some of their stuff, just not usually their best stuff. I pre-calculated all that.
Nice.
'Cause I had a feeling you guys might ask. And there will be, like, details and nitty-gritty stuff of this, and I'll give you guys all of that. Who's bothering me? I shouldn't have said that out loud. That's fine. It's just a force of habit. Okay. So, and I will tell you for each ship, both how much it is needed to repair it and how much they would be willing to sell it for. So he'll start with kind of just like the basic stuff. Because for the ships that Japan has, apparently that there's nothing that they really have that they can build that they're not willing to build for another nation. So you say, so he'll give you the price they're willing to build one for somebody else first, and then kind of adjust it based on that. Because say, if you want a Kongo that's already built, that's more expensive than asking them to build one, but also it's damaged.
It's damaged,
so,
yeah.
So for example, he'll talk about the Fuso class battleships, the ones you saw beating the tar to the core base.
I want one.
The ones that you reviewed.
I want one.
Yeah, so you can pay Japan to build you one, because arms industries are what these big nations are all about. Basically, all of these minor nations don't really develop their own tech, and because developing the technology for this stuff and building the facilities and shipyard, that's the most expensive part.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, larger nations get paid to build weapons for smaller nations, and Japan does that for nations they feel like they can trust.
Yeah.
So for a Fuso, they are willing to build you one for 150,000 bull.
Okay.
And it will take, at standard, 122 weeks. So a little, like about 2 and almost a half years. But they can do it at 73 if you pay extra. And if you want one of those battle cruisers, it would be just a little bit more at 160,000, 130 weeks, or 78 at a slight premium if they build it extra speed. And the big carrier they have, he actually explains they can't really build more of those because it wasn't built from the ground up as a carrier. It was converted from a ship that it was going to be like a big battleship or battle cruiser, but due to stuff that happened, they decided to convert it into a carrier instead. So they don't build those, but they do build smaller carriers called Soryus, about half the size, but not half the planes. It's more than half the planes. And they'll build those for 80,000 in 64 weeks.
Okay.
So there is all of that. And if you're looking at, I believe I had notes for what they were looking for the already damaged ships. Yes, here we go. I did make a note of that. And if you want to buy one of the 2 battle cruisers, the 2 battleships he has with him, he says are not for sale.
Okay.
He will not sell those as is because they are fine.
Yeah.
And Japan does not have that many of those. The battle cruisers would be in that boat too if they were not heavily damaged. He reports each of them took at least, I think it was at least 8 torpedo hits.
Oh, wow.
So each of the battle cruisers, they're called the Kongo and the Hiei, lost 496 hit points. And repairing each one of them would take 14 weeks in a large shipyard.
Okay.
And just the cost of that would be 500 steel and 1,000 bull just to repair it. So he is willing to sell that since it is so damaged, but it is already built. If you want to buy one of the Kongos, he's willing to sell one for 150,000 bull.
Okay.
And if you want to, instead of paying all that in money, he also says that he would be willing to accept bartering in terms of like giving them fuel and resupply and letting them borrow the fuel tanker or repairing some of their other ships.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking just like, what if we take one of the really damaged ships and we repair your stuff? Like that's what I was thinking.
And the other ones is, I'll just be honest, I don't really think you'd be interested in their light cruisers or destroyers because they're not that great. But the other thing is they do have some heavy cruisers, one of which was beaten to hell, that you could definitely try and purchase off of them.
Do you think you could put like the list of everything that they're offering? Because I can't remember all that.
Sure. Yeah, I'll just put all of these notes.
Yeah, I only remember that the ship I was controlling, the Furutaka.
Yes.
That's all I can remember.
Okay, so these are the capital ships. And this would be them building it for you.
Okay.
But you could use that as kind of a reference point for buying it as is.
Okay.
And And this is what he'll tell you about the Furutakas. Okay. Okay, here we go. And here are the 4... And he says he's not really... He'd prefer not to sell one of the undamaged Furutakas, but he is willing to part with one of the ones that took a severe beating.
Mm-hmm.
And those are for the heavy cruisers. Just numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what their names are.
And of course, they would sell the plans along with this in order to repair it.
That kind of depends. Because it's one of those things where if you buy a Japanese ship, part of the money is you have to pay Japan to have them repair it and maintain it and yada yada.
So
They want
we
to
have to
keep
send it.
making money.
So,
But if you want to be able to do all that yourself, you can buy the technology and information to do so, but that might cost a little bit more.
Okay.
So, if we buy if we take one of these ships as payment
Mm-hmm.
or partial payment, that's damaged.
Mm-hmm.
We would receive them upon them fixing it up when they bring back our thing we're lending to them.
Potentially.
If that's the deal we
If
want
that's
to
the
do.
deal.
If that's the deal you want. Because this is one of those things where you have a lot of options
Because
here.
I don't want to be going out and, even though it's a really good ship, I don't want to be going out in a busted version, right?
Yes.
That would be unnecessarily endangering our men. And we're Italian. We are Catholic. We care about our people.
And they do give you some basic, public specifications on some of these ships, so you guys kind of know what technology you might be able to discern if you
Yeah.
had them.
Yeah.
For the battlecruisers, you'd certainly learn how to make 14-inch guns because they have them. And you'd probably learn how to make really big capital ship engines because those battlecruisers can go a lot faster than your battleship and they weigh a lot more. So you certainly learn about how to make, big capital ship engines. And for the heavy cruisers, the thing that might really interest you is those heavy cruisers actually have a really high top speed. So if you got one of those heavy cruisers and maybe even the plans for it, you would learn how to make high capacity heavy cruiser engines, which is the only thing you're missing to build a Zara.
That'd be a good thing to get. So what are we doing?
So I think that we should go for that
Mm-hmm.
because that's really good. How much does the refuel thing cost?
So what it would take for them is if for just them to resupply, you could probably, with a decent charm check, convince the Italian government to eat that cost as part of good relations.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to pay for their resupply. You just convince the government to eat that because it's not that big a deal. It'd be, I could calculate it, but it probably wouldn't be more than 1,000 or 2,000 bull.
Okay.
But for them to be able to have enough fuel to get home, you would either need to pay a lot of bull to stockpile that much fuel, or you could use fuel from your strategic reserves to give to them. Because you do have tens of thousands
We
of
do.
tons of fuel in reserve for
I think
yourselves.
fuel was one of the things that we got the most of.
You did
Yeah.
have a pretty good strategic reserve of it.
So we can lend them some of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let
For
the smart
resources.
people make the final decision because my character is not
Yeah,
smart.
we have a ton of fuel.
Mm-hmm.
We have 87,000. That's
Yeah.
the number.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
That
we
is
have,
a lot.
we have 87,000.
And how much do they need?
Yeah, how much do they need?
They would need 20,000 tons of fuel to make it.
Oh!
We can give them that.
Give them that.
Here, have a cup. Here you go.
Borrow a cup of sugar.
We can go get that really easily, especially with my new thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
how
yeah.
much? So 20,000?
Yeah, 20,000, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, so basically, your fleet oiler can hold 50, but their battleships, or their big ships are kind of okay. It's more their little ships that need help. So really, they only need one of the little replenishment
Yeah.
ships. So you can just have the big one act as a little one by only filling up its tanks like less than halfway.
Yeah.
So We'll let them borrow the fleet oiler, but they do have to return it.
Mhm.
We'll fill it up to 20K, so that way they
For
can
free,
get
like
home.
they don't have to worry
Mhm.
about that. Like
Well,
we're
we're not doing it for free.
Well, yeah.
But they're not gonna pay, pound
Yeah,
for
they're
pound
not
for
gonna
stuff.
they're not gonna pay for the fuel. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, they're gonna trade for that
Yeah.
fuel.
Yeah.
They're gonna give us something for that.
So
Yeah, we want-
what
what
you
was-
could kind of do is you could talk to them and say, "Hey, we're willing to give you 20,000 tons of fuel, but we estimate that fuel to be worth so much bull per ton."
Mhm.
And so, like, let's say if you manage to get them to agree to 2 bull per ton, that 20,000 tons of fuel would be the equivalent of 40,000 bull worth of their bartering.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the thing, that'd be worth the heavy cruiser by itself.
Yeah,
They'd be
that's what
willing
I'm saying.
They'd be willing to trade a broken heavy cruiser for just the fuel.
And
yeah,
then we
I
can,
want that.
And then we can buy the schematics for it.
Yes. Honestly, for the one that's destroyed, they'd be willing to agree for 20,000 tons of fuel. You get to keep the extra broken one.
Yeah.
And they'll give you the blueprints for it.
Yeah, we want that. Okay,
Give us the blueprints.
Yes, they're willing, because that would be effectively, because they're willing to sell that for 30, so that basically the blueprints would be an extra 10,000.
Okay. That's
let's stamp the approval
agree?
on that one.
I agree.
Okay, so you you shake the hands on Admiral Musashi that he's willing to trade. I think it was Furutaka number
We might want to do other stuff, but we confirm that one for sure.
Yeah, number 2, the one that had 2 turrets knocked out and one of its sides blown out.
the one that got messed up.
The one that looks like this in port.
Yeah. I'll put it in my fleet.
I
Just to
presume you guys are probably gonna scrap that one and pull it apart to get the tech.
actually, yeah, I'm not even gonna put it in our fleet. We just have it now.
Because, like,
I'll put it in resources.
Because the blueprints will give you kind of how to build it and stuff, but if you want to just pay nothing else to get the technology for that engines, you can just tear the engines out and take them apart, and if you have that and the blueprints, you'll get the technology without any
Is
further
there
cost.
anything else we can get technology-wise from it?
Yeah, well, from that ship specifically, not really. These are really cheap heavy cruisers.
I know,
their
but is there
engines
anything
are
that
really
we're
good.
missing that they have on this ship that we don't?
The thing is, you guys actually lead them in heavy cruiser tech.
Okay, but not on the engines.
Not on the engines. That's the thing. The engine's the only thing you're missing from maxing out your heavy cruiser line.
Okay, but now we have it.
But now you
For
have it.
free.
Yes.
I imagine after like a week or two, what would give the scientists time to...
Yeah, you're probably just like a week to tear the engines out and disassemble it. Because if you're planning to scrap the vessel afterwards, they don't have to be nice about it, so they can just gut it like a fish. And which is not hard because there's already a bunch of holes in it.
How much scrap can we get from it?
Oh, if you choose to scrap the rest of the ship, I believe it's about a 10,000 ton cruiser. So I think you could get, I think 7,500 steel and like 2,500 bull. Off the top of my head, give or take.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
They'll give you that estimate.
That's pretty good.
Can
Yeah.
we go ahead and add that to our resources?
Sure, if you're purchasing that cruiser for that fuel, they're willing to, and of course the lending of the tanker as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're willing to agree to that, and you can honestly like scribble some notes on a paper and get a document with Admiral Musashi's name on it. You can start tearing it apart while the meeting is
Oh, yeah.
still happening.
How much steel do we get for scrapping it?
Okay, I'll get that precisely.
Yeah, I need that now, because we just might as well do it right now, so that way we don't forget later.
This is what my calculator is for. Okay, if I remember correctly, you get 75% of the steel and 25% of the bull, so... And if that's wrong later, I'll give you more. Okay, you can add... I'll put this in the chat. This much steel.
Okay, hold on. I'm doing math.
So 7,155.
Mm-hmm. And... that much bull, if you're scrapping that cruiser.
Alright, a little over 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty great.
So, while the meeting continues, your shipyard crews get to work breaking up that ship. Because thankfully, though it was really well damaged, its engines didn't take any damage, so they're still in pretty pristine condition.
Okay.
And you can add to your list of technologies.
Somebody else do that. I did the resources.
Yeah, okay. Our technologies. Where is that kept?
research projects?
Does that have all their current technologies? Yeah, it does. Okay, cool.
I'm so sorry.
You can add these to
Okay.
those two texts. That is the official names.
Okay.
So CA/CVE max speed 27 to 32, and CA/CVE max speed 33 plus knots.
Now we're not gonna be slow.
Yes, your heavy cruisers do not have to be slow anymore.
Yeah.
We can go so fast.
You
Cause
can get
they went fast.
Mm-hmm.
Speedy, speedy boy.
No, don't sing. Twitch hates it when you sing.
I can't help it. The music is in me.
I got the music.
Okay.
Alright, so you have made a deal. The Japanese are happy. They'll be able to get back
Right.
home.
We're happy. Japan's happy.
And part of the deal is, if for any reason they can't return this auxiliary to you, they will pay the full market price for
All
it.
right, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Calvin, what are those technologies called?
I believe that is the legal name for those.
I thought
in
they
the
were
game.
called propulsion.
Oh, I think that's what it. I think it's the category it falls under. But let me make
What's
sure.
the official name? Because I need to know, because I put the official names as what we're currently researching, so...
Yes, those are the official names for both of them. Looking at it in the
What does
system.
propulsion do, then?
Maybe you put down the wrong name. I don't know.
No, I
But this is under
I copied it.
CA/CVE propulsion. That's the heading for it.
I did propulsion 2? What is propulsion 2?
We'll look at it later.
Okay. I'm gonna look at it now. You guys do other stuff.
okay. So we're good with the meeting.
Is there anything else you guys want to do? Because we can buy other stuff from them, like
Mhm.
technologies, like other technologies from them.
I'll give you guys a list of the tech they have that you don't.
Yeah. I am unsure what they have that we do not.
Okay, these are the technologies that Japan has that you don't. Just ignore the one about the heavy cruiser speeds, because
Okay.
you just managed to acquire that one.
Jared, look at the stuff with me.
Alright.
Because so all of this, aside from the speed, is stuff we don't have. I mean, honestly, the trooper torpedo tube looks pretty nice. We saw what them torpedoes were gonna do.
I also like the BB 13/14 inch guns. I want to hit things.
I
But
mean,
also
armor as well.
armor
Yeah,
plates.
armor.
Ah.
Armor is expensive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ooh, the 13-inch armor plates. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to shoot thinking they're going to hit us really hard, and yet it just goes ding,
Yeah.
like it did on the Fusos.
Mm-hmm.
I want an Italian Fuso.
What you put down as propulsion 2 is the CA/CVE max speed 27 to 32.
Oh, okay. I think we renamed that because I think
That's
it
quite
was.
possible.
I think it was propulsion 2.
Yep, so that's what that was. So
Okay.
basically you'll just get a refund for that because you'd set the money aside to pay for it, but now you don't have to. So
Okay.
So we're getting that?
yes, you already have, by tearing apart that cruiser, you'll get that technology straight up.
Sick.
Because that's not one that requires a lot of very specific facilities. Because, like, displacement, nobody can just give you displacement technology straight up. Because that's literally part of it is, like, expanding your shipyards to hold something that big.
Mhm.
But something like just making engines, that's not that big a deal. You
Okay.
already have engine factories.
Give us back 30,000 bull. Because that's how much we paid for it. But we don't need to do that anymore.
Yes. So you would have paid 30,000 bull just to research that technology. But now you don't have to. Because you instead paid 20,000 tons of fuel for it and lent them an oil tanker. A big one and an expensive one.
Give me a moment. Plus 30,000?
Yes.
Sick.
Alright, so the other things that are on the table is if there's any of that technology you want, they might be willing to sell that to you, but that would be expensive because technology is expensive.
Yeah.
Well, we have an extra 30,000 bull. So.
Also, you could pay them to build you any of those capital ships that I had mentioned earlier. And depending on the deal, you might get the technology that goes along with them. Or if you have the ship, you might be able to pay a reduced cost by, like, reverse engineering it, so to speak. Additionally, they would prefer to be able to get some of their ships repaired, but they're willing to leave without it and take their chances if need be. So you could also try and leverage using your shipyards for repairs if you so choose, but they're not going to be mad if you're not willing to use your shipyards for that.
Let's see here.
I mean, the repairs are basically going to have to take up all of our shipyards, right?
Yeah.
We only have one available right now.
Though the thing is, by getting that new technology, you do have better heavy cruisers you can build than the Pisas. So the 2 Pisas that have started being built, you could cancel them
That is true.
and get basically like a 95% refund. Because, yeah, the money was set aside for them, but going from building one heavy cruiser to a different one's not that big a deal. So you can get mostly like a 95% refund. And steel, it's 100%. Steel,
I think we should do that because I think that'd be a really good idea.
Okay,
agree.
so
Because I'm not...
do we need permission to build a new type of ship, or are we good?
Not for ships as small as a heavy cruiser.
Got it.
Only
I
for-
will.
I do have a question real quick.
Yes, of course.
Because I'm not completely up to date on the acronyms.
Oh, yes, yes.
Do any of the armor things for heavy cruisers on here?
The thing is, you guys already maxed out heavy
Okay,
cruiser armor.
so we actually have completely maxed out heavy cruisers.
You actually have better heavy cruiser armor tech than they do.
Okay.
You know, we could buy the triple torpedo tubes from them.
That's what I was thinking.
Because triple torpedo tubes is one of the 3 things you need to build better destroyers.
Okay.
You need triple torpedo tubes, 5-inch guns, and twin turret 5-inch
So
guns.
do we want to get the triple torpedo tubes so we can start on making better destroyers? Because weren't the destroyers that we were given ass?
1 second.
Didn't we, like, completely ditch having destroyers?
1 second, you might actually already have
Well,
that.
for now, but like we want destroyers later. That's why we're researching better destroyer stuff.
Yeah, but, like, the destroyers we started out with were bad, right?
Yes.
Well-
very bad.
Actually, you might not have to buy that technology.
Did we already have?
The Furutakas have quadruple torpedo tubes.
Oh, that's even better.
So, by scrapping them, you would not get the tech for free, but
But we
you
would have
could reverse engineer it to a certain degree to pay a lot less for it.
I think we should do that.
Yeah.
So, I just want to say, like, buying triple torpedo tech from them is not a bad idea, but it's really like, wait, the Furutakas had torpedoes. Is
Yeah,
it really
I wanna
twin
buy
launchers?
that.
Nope, it's quads.
Are we in agreement that we buy the quadruple?
Well, see, you already
Holy-
bought a ship that has them.
Oh, so
That's
we don't
what
need to
we're
buy the. We don't need. See, that's why I asked you what other technologies.
I just
you
wanted to
can
double
get
check.
from
I'm
it.
sorry. I'm
That's
sorry.
why I asked.
I'm sorry. I'm just a woman.
Yeah, well, you need to be better than that.
What do you mean? You're God right now, Calvin.
And for that one, you wouldn't be able to straight up just copy it, but you could use that to basically research the tech for much cheaper.
Yes.
Speaking of tech, I
Yes.
realized we don't need the destroyer displacement
Yeah.
in order to get what we need. So give us back 25,000 bull. I'm gonna delete that one. We're gonna optimize this a bit better while we're doing it.
How
And
much?
you guys are about to...
25,000.
I'm going to go ahead and calculate how much a refund it's going to be when you also refund those pieces.
Hold on.
So for the destroyers, we need double gun turrets.
Twin turrets, yes.
Twin turrets. That's what it is.
Oh my god, we're gonna have so much bull by
Have
the end
so
of this.
much money.
Yeah, that's because I'm redoing our thing. We're gonna take that away in just a moment.
Okay, I just want to clarify. Are you going to officially cancel both pieces?
Yeah, because we want better pizzas.
Take 40,000 bull back.
Yeah, another 40,000. We're rich. We have so much money.
Yeah, we have this much.
Oh,
We have that much money.
you could buy a Fuso.
Can we have more research
Can they-
slots?
can they-
Can we
No.
just straight up buy a
See,
Fuso?
from here? Let me see. Can they? I don't know if they can.
What?
do that.
180.
Oh, yeah, they can-
180,527.
Yeah, but that's gonna go back down in just a moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
Buy
get
a
the steel
Fuso.
back,
No.
too.
Should we just straight up buy a Fuso?
Right?
Where are the
Oh, you
guns?
also get back the steel because you can scrap the steel back.
All right, hold on. Give me your phone and your
I
calculator.
don't have my phone.
Why don't
There, I put how much steel you got in the
You can
chat.
Google a
you?
calculator.
No.
Oh, the turret size is really cheap,
Yeah,
and it doesn't take very much time at all.
destroyers are pretty cheap.
So 5-inch twin is 6,000.
This is insane.
It's almost like we're still testing the game and don't know how it works completely.
No,
we
this is
we know
fine.
how it works. We're just bad at games.
We're getting
You
there.
guys are just changing your minds.
Yeah, we're just
Yes.
trying to we're optimizing.
Optimizing, that's right, you're
That's a-
Optimization.
That's a good word for
Song
it.
of Sirens supports min-maxing.
Can I have 6,000 bull?
No!
Please.
Take it from the cold
Yay.
dead hands.
Alright.
6,000?
Yeah, just 6,000. So that way we can go ahead and pay for that real quick.
Okay. So, as a reminder, now that you have all of that money, and also you are allowed to go below 0 because you are a government agency. A brand new hot off the line Fuso is 150, a Kongo is 160, or you could get a carrier for 80.
Can we get a Fuso?
Do you guys
Leave
want
me alone.
Do you guys want better torpedoes?
I want a Fuso.
I want everyone to leave me alone.
All right,
Oh.
I'm doing longer range torpedoes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. You want to do that before upgrading your torpedo tubes?
Well, we're gonna get that.
Well, I said you can get a discount on it. You still have to research it. It'll just
Oh.
be cheaper.
How much cheaper?
Cut all 3 of the costs in half.
Oh, okay, for triple torpedo tubes.
Yeah, since you have one that you can reverse engineer, it makes every part about it easier. Less XP, less time, less money. Because those are a little bit more complicated than just the engines that you have the blueprints for.
So that'll be 500. And then, can I have 5,000 bull, please?
Mr. Treasurer, we need to spend the money.
Mr. Treasurer says,
How much did you say the Fuso was?
150 to pay Japan to build you a brand new one.
so if we want to do that, we're getting pretty close to the limit.
How much is it to buy one of their damaged ones?
Their asking price is 150 for one of the damaged Congos.
But we could make them go down.
You can try.
I can convince them.
Because the ones for building them brand new, those are just like their standard rates.
Yeah.
Like 'cause that's pretty set in stone by the government. Buying one that's already beat to hell, there's no standard rate for that.
Give us a 90% off. We saved your bacon discount.
No.
What about 25% off? 25.
If you want to try and haggle down the price for a Kongo, you may.
Roll that charm, pretty girl.
I have a DC in mind.
Just charm?
Yep. Unless you have some sort of specialty for negotiating or haggling.
Manipulation.
I have manipulation.
Are you going to try and manipulate them into giving you a lower
That
price?
could backfire.
I mean, manipulation isn't a bad thing.
It's kind of
just-
exclusively a
No,
bad
it's
thing.
no. I mean, like you manipulate people every day. Like I manipulate you into giving me things.
Laurel, what's the second admiral ability you took?
Emergency field repair. Oh, that's a captain.
You may try and manipulate them. It just if you specifically try and manipulate them and you fail, there's a chance of there being a bad taste in their mouth. If you succeed, it's no problem though, because they were successfully manipulated.
Yeah, we're gaslighting.
yeah.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
I get advantage and I have a plus 12.
Yes, and you don't get to know what the DC is, but it's.
Is it 30? Is the DC
No.
30?
No, you are able to haggle them down. They'll drop the price. Honestly, that beats the advanced DC. Let me. I'll drop it. I'll drop it a little bit more than I originally intended. You rolled really well.
Ha!
They're willing to sell it to you in its damaged state for 110,000.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
That's pretty
quite
good.
a bit of a discount. That's like 40% off.
You rolled a 30 to manipulate them into feeling bad about asking for all of this help, and for the fact that they're in Italy and they are as far away from home as possible.
We say if
It
they
would
get
be
to
so
leave.
hard for you to take it back. We're doing you a favor.
It takes so long to get fixed.
So, since the Kongo itself is the namesake of the class, they are willing to sell you the Hiei for 100,000 bull.
All right,
And this is
sick.
the one that you wanted,
This is
right?
the one you wanted. You're getting the
Add it to your
Hiei.
A Hiei?
Yeah. So wait, how much was it?
110,000 bull for the Hiei. I'll put the name in chat. I did that backwards.
So we're getting a Hiei?
Yes.
If
For
you so
you.
choose. And there's
That's a battleship, right?
that's a battlecruiser.
It's a battlecruiser.
But still good though.
There's a
Yes.
lot you can reverse engineer out of that ship.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hell
But
yeah.
we don't have to scrap it to do so, right?
No,
Cool, because I want to use it.
Though it is going to take you many weeks of repairs for it to be seaworthy.
Still, we don't plan to go to sea for many weeks.
That's
so.
Yeah, I have it specifically. 'Cause I calculated it on the because I prepared for you guys to potentially want to buy the Hiei.
Hey, do you have a light cruiser that I can have a 500 XP from?
Hey, can you leave me alone while I do our resources?
Please?
No.
I want 500 XP, please.
Okay, so I won't make you guys deal with like how much like repairing each individual sector. I just already figured it out. The Hiei will need 14 weeks in a large shipyard to repair.
Alright.
Can I have 500 XP from one of your light cruisers?
Why?
So I can pay for our technology, so they can start. I'm already doing 2/3 or 3/4 of it myself
Just
out of
take-
mine.
Just take it.
Thank you. I just am trying to pay for it.
I'm trying to keep track of everything. You guys keep giving me money and taking money.
We keep giving you money and taking it away.
For a minute, I lost how much money we actually had.
I like to imagine in the actual meeting, you're sitting there with one of those like ancient,
I'm angry because I'm
Calculators.
hungry.
You have an abacus.
and you're trying to do this while also having not ate for several days.
And I'm just imagining.
Yeah, you have a
Oh yeah.
I'm so hungry.
And now I'm just imagining you guys in front of the Japanese using an ancient abacus to do all of these calculations, and then just like we have a calculator if you need to borrow one.
Or doing like one of those things where you tap on it, it's like got receipts going,
Right.
and you're pulling it.
How much did you need? I already forgot.
500.
Okay.
I need 500.
Take it from the Salermo.
Thank you, Salermo.
I feel like the talk should be just as chaotic as what's going on here.
Yeah, but it's
Like,
all
in
in
RP.
Italian because we don't want Musashi to know that
Musashi's
we're a
like-
mess.
When was the calculator?
I think he can see with his
I don't
eyes.
know.
I don't think they're invented yet.
It's Japan.
No,
This
no, that they didn't.
This is fantasy Japan, Laurel.
That wasn't until the 1960s.
Oh, okay.
I don't think
Whenever
they
he
have
says that, he
calculators.
gestures to a man sitting next to him who just waves, and it's
No,
like a pen
I'm
and paper.
doing it.
Waves.
It's a Dune Mentat. No.
Oh wait, the mechanical calculator. They might have those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we could have mechanical.
I hate it.
That's what I was thinking, is the mechanical
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
you
Oh
were
yeah, it
using.
has like a huge crank and
Yeah, that's
everything.
exactly what I was thinking. It's like, we have a
Like some-
calculator.
with like some paper and everything. That's what you need. Would
That's
you-
what I'm imagining he's like furiously typing at.
Yeah, and then I have to. Then you tell
And
me
then
like the
screaming
wrong.
at us in Italian.
You tell me the wrong number. I was like, ah!
I'm
So-
just cursing at you in English.
So you did buy the Hiei, and they are happy to load their ships with more money. Except they're not actually going to do it. It's just like, we'll take the payment in Lira. That's fine. We're not going to demand bullion. It's like, we'll take the payment in Lira. That's fine.
Yes.
We trust
Here
you.
you go. It's an IOU. No, pay you in a paper that says this is how much I owe you.
Mhm.
Here you go.
I don't want math anymore.
So the only other things to do is because it'll take time while you're repairing the Hiei to see what technology you can get out of it.
Mhm.
I don't think you can get armor tech 'cause it's a battle cruiser, so it's pretty lightly armored. But it has 14-inch guns, so you could probably figure that out. And it's also
Man, what's
very
the
high
range
speed.
on the
So.
EA?
I mean, look.
Do I have access to?
Yeah, you should still have access unless Calvin took it away.
Have you rescinded me access? Is that
No.
a BB or BC, CA, CL? What's
BC,
it's a
battle
BC,
cruiser,
battle
Japanese battle cruiser.
Kongo.
Yep, Kongo class. It's not the Kongo, but it's a Kongo class.
It is a Kongo class. Do I get to rename it? No.
Oh, of
That's-
course you can.
That's a really bad idea.
Well, but it does have a Japanese name, so it's one of those things.
I'm both Italian and American. Do you think this man has the the tongue dexterity to say anything in Japanese.
I'm just
I've got
saying-
the tongue dexterity. I shouldn't have said that out loud.
Lord.
That's gonna be a The little ones watch this.
I forgot we were recording.
Laura, your sister might be in the chat right now.
Mom watches these.
I forgot we were recording.
My lovely wife, everyone!
We're recording this.
It's live!
Oh, your face is getting so red. Oh
Oh my
You're
god.
okay.
It's okay. I think I've made worse innuendos. I think I've made worse so far.
no. Laurel. I know, but it's just weird coming from Laurel. Like, with you, we're used to it. With me, we're used to it. But
I was trying to calculate these days.
I can't breathe. Oh my god.
Math is fun.
Yeah.
Makes you make mistakes.
Okay, I'm trying to look at
Okay.
what's the range? What's the secondary gun range?
Right
Oh,
there.
okay.
18, 12, and 6.
That's pretty good.
Isn't that just the same as my battleship hull?
No.
No. You're,
No.
No, it's the same as the Fuso. That's what it is.
yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
as the Fuso, but
Because my first combat was me piloting 2 Fusos
yeah,
and one of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Fusos
think
are
about it this
freaking
way.
Cool.
So their maximum gun range is 18, right?
Yeah.
Yours is 12. Francis is 9.
Oh my gosh.
That's why the Fusos kicked the crap out of the Corbeys. They have literally twice the range.
Well, now we do too.
Yeah.
On one ship.
Still, we can make more of these now.
We may have to reattune.
You might-
Mother.
You might be able to reverse engineer it enough to build more.
Yeah.
And hey, normally Italy doesn't ever get a battlecruiser at all.
Yeah, we got
So-
battle
We're
cruiser.
changing
Also,
history.
the thing is, like, I don't have any way to tell you what the Italian name for this ship should be, because Italy never made battle cruisers, so I don't know what they would have named them. Like,
Mm.
I know what they named they named cruisers after, like, mercenaries, and they named ships after a bunch of different stuff. You
I
know,
imagine
but-
it would just be like a lesser version of a battleship.
Yeah, maybe. It's like, I know they wanted to name carriers after birds, but battle cruisers, that never been tried, so I have no idea.
What was the naming convention for the BBs?
Oh, for the... I believe they're named after important people. Important Italian people.
Just in general, important people, Italian
Uh,
people, or was it like a specific?
it depended on the
military
class,
rank?
but generally it was just named after important Italian people. Like if, for example, you could go for like Cristoforo Colombo or Leonardo da Vinci, or just like important Italian people, like Julio Cesare would be a good one.
Yeah.
Just always like the Italian versions of the people's names. Which, because I don't know if there was like specifically like painters or generals or whatever, but it's generally important Italian people.
Hmm.
So
Is
you
there
could,
any important Italian person that would have existed prior to this that would have had anything to do with Japan at all?
no, not that I can think of. Maybe, but not that I can think of. But yeah, just name them after important Italian people. The only real faux pas would be naming them after people that are still alive.
Yeah. Just like, you're gonna die soon, that's why I'm naming it after you. Oh, how do I know? Because I'm gonna do it.
So is there anything else you want to go over with your meeting with Japan? Some other things you could do is if there's more tech they have that you could bargain for that. You could try and get them to pay you to use your shipyards to repair their ships. Additionally, if you want the full-on blueprints for the Kongo, they could sell you those, but not cheaply, as that would be basically giving you the tech for free.
How much money we have?
Not a lot.
And
Bought a
remember,
ship.
you did free up 6 shipyards by canceling those 2 pieces, and I presume you're probably going to want to start building really good heavy cruisers sooner rather than later. So
Oh,
you're going to
yeah.
need some money for that. But also, you're a government agency. You can go into debt.
Yeah, but I don't like doing that.
As long as your debt doesn't exceed negative 150,000, you're fine.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
we
we have that
canceled.
much.
We canceled the czars. Let me, or not the czars, the pieces. Let me just clear those out real quick.
Mm-hmm.
We have this much monies.
We are building another Andrea Doria, and that one's gonna keep building.
Yeah, I don't see why you would stop. It's still a decent ship.
Yeah. Hey, can we
Um,
retrofit some of these technologies onto the Andre Doria?
Depends on what you mean, but generally, yes.
As in, like, give it like the new pew-pews.
Oh, so if you want to do that, you need to research the ability to upgrade guns, and then yes, you could absolutely give the Andrea Doria bigger guns.
Ah.
So we could offer to help them with fixing up some of their ships because we have a lot of shipyards right now.
Yeah.
And you could get some money back from them.
Yeah. For doing that.
For doing that. Basically, what I would just let you do is you basically get how many shipyards you're willing to allocate and for how long, and I'll just have them pay you basically per week.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds
We could
good.
do 2 smalls, and then the rest could
Yeah, how
be...
many ships do they have that need to be fixed?
A bunch of them.
Yeah.
I'll put the whole list of broken Japanese stuff in the chat.
Okay.
So it'd be.
Because we bought 2 of the ships, right?
You only bought the Hiei. They're
Okay.
keeping the Kongo. So the Kongo herself will need 14 weeks of repair.
But we did buy that other ship and then
Yeah, we
ripped
bought-
it out.
yeah.
So.
Yes. Oh yeah, the Furutaka you tore apart. Yes, absolutely. So the Furutaka, the Kongo was 120. For the heavy cruisers, I'll just tally them up together. I see. So for all of their damaged ships, it'd be 14 for the Kongo. I'll just round it out, make it easy, and say... Oh, that is nice and easy. It would be 40 weeks of repair total for their fleet.
Okay, that's not bad.
But if you
actually.
split it among 2 shipyards, it would be 20 weeks.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, we
actually.
can do that. Okay, just I'm not even gonna bother with the ships. Just Japanese fleet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to keep track of their ships.
Yeah, so it would be a total of 40 weeks worth of shipyard repair. Just taking 20 because you're willing to
Okay.
allocate 2. So it's just a matter of how much is letting your shipyard, go for a week worth to you. Basically, the Japanese are renting your shipyard,
Yeah.
2 shipyards for 20 weeks. How much is that worth to
$1,000.
you?
No. I don't know. How much is appropriate? Because we're dealing with an astronomical amount of money.
All
we
right,
don't
smart
deal with
boy,
on a normal time.
figure it out. Do you have any skills that'll help us?
Generally, a shipyard builds 100 bull worth of ship per week. Or, sorry, 200 bull worth of ship, like new ship per week. So basically, every week that these shipyards are doing something other than your ships, you're losing out on 200 bulls worth of new Italian ships being built.
So probably minimum like 400 then.
Yeah, 400 bulls. So
That way we
at
can
least-
get double back.
How
Yeah,
about
so
on this
I will
450?
put out. Yeah, I'll put out 450 if they want to negotiate to lower. Because you always go with higher when
that's
you want
fair.
to negotiate.
So 450 per week
Mhm.
times effectively 40 weeks.
Yep.
So can I just will that be done in 20 weeks then divided by the 2 of them?
So
or-
it'd be 18,000. That'd be how much you'd be asking them for those repairs.
Yeah, and if they want to negotiate lower, I am open to it. Because
I'll see. I think they're gonna at least try.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm just gonna roll theirs secretly. As they're gonna kind of like talk amongst themselves and try and negotiate.
Okay.
Their counteroffer is they'll pay you 15,000.
So how much would that be per week?
15,000 per week.
Yeah.
375.
So lower than what we were gonna go.
Yeah. So you said basically 450 a week. They counteroffer 375. You could try and meet in the middle at 400.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna counter offer 400.
They're willing to agree to that.
All right.
So
What we wanted.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 16,000.
That's why you always go over.
Yeah, so 16,000.
Yeah, so
Are we
you-
good with that?
Yeah, if you agree to that, they'll agree to that, and they'll just shake hands on it.
All right.
So how long will it take exactly if we use 2 shipyards?
20 weeks.
Okay.
Okay, I thought so. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, I was just calculating it based on weeks of shipyards working.
Yeah, because I mean it's 2 shipyards. It's still technically 40 weeks
Mhm.
in combined effort.
Yes.
That means we're making a profit of 100 bull per shipyard, I believe.
Basically.
So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Alrighty.
All right, so and they just paid that up front because they have the money now. So why the hell not?
Okay.
It's just we already have the bull here. Just take it. Just don't give it to France.
Okay, I'll put that in our group resources.
Okay, good. And we'll calculate you guys using your shipyards to do stuff later.
Yeah.
We know, you just put a note that they open up on a certain date, and you guys can choose what to put in them later. So,
What opens up?
like when your shipyards became open to work on new Italian ships.
Oh yeah. They became open today.
Yes. So just like make a note that that's when they became open, because I presume you guys are going to lay down a bunch of new like heavy cruisers and stuff today.
Mhm.
But I just don't want to make you guys do all the math of that right now because you've already done enough.
Oh yeah,
so.
I've been
Oh, yeah.
updating the shipyards. So
Nice.
you don't worry about that.
Okay, great. So there's just one last thing I want to bring up on the docket. Are we going to war with France?
Not yet. No.
The Pope perhaps up. I think that's a good idea.
I paused for a moment before translating that.
It's just like Japanese. It's just like okay, go ahead.
I'm just like,
No.
Admiral, what was his name again?
Masashi.
Masashi.
Admiral Masashi would like to know if we are going to war with France.
The Pope just. I think it's a good idea.
I do not think that's a good idea at our current state. I think we probably eventually will. We want some of their stuff, do we not?
My
We do.
answer is yes. Later.
Yes.
I will.
Later.
I will give them that. I was like, yes, but not at.
We need time
Right
to
now.
strategize and need time to get things.
If we are wanting to go into this
situations.
together, we will need time to
Mhm.
ready ourselves.
We will.
We're repairing ships right now of yours. And, well, we need to make sure our ships are up to snuff now that we have, quite a bit more ability to make our ships better.
Thanks to you.
I can accept that answer. I just wanted to see if you were going to be on our side with this. Japan will be going to war with France at some point.
There are a lot of things that France has that we would like, and I'm going to pull
Yes.
out
Yes.
our little list
Yes.
of, like,
Yeah.
our
This is
world
like-
domination
We
plans.
were actually planning to.
Well, we weren't
In-
planning to go to war exactly, but we were planning to do things that would make France very mad at us.
So we
So-
were planning to go to war.
We were strategically trying to gain some of their things.
We were planning to go.
I
to
understand. And I see that you have marked on your map that you're interested in the colonies of Syria and West Africa.
War. Yes.
That is of no interest to us. So
Okay.
in such a
Yes.
conflict, they hold no strong interest for us. We do not have a way to get there to manage those colonies.
Good.
In such a conflict, we would like to have access to French Indochina.
Yes, that is.
That's what we wanted to give them, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
think
technically our country has interest in it, I think.
I don't think
but
so.
No, wait,
No.
no.
No,
it was
I don't
something
think so.
else.
so. I don't think so.
That's basically like where Vietnam is.
Yeah.
So think about like how far away that is from Italy.
Yeah, no,
so.
we don't. I don't think we really want anything that's that far away from
Your
us.
ships couldn't
so-
even get there unaided right now.
Yeah,
so.
no.
We're more interested in like the Mediterranean area.
Mm-hmm. Well, we will certainly keep that between us then.
Definitely.
Then just be aware that we are not going to be acting pleasantly with the French when we encounter them from here on out.
I completely understand. We will most likely be doing the
I
same.
don't think the
Yes.
French will let us act pleasantly now.
We will not.
I doubt
We
it.
just do not wish to actively be in conflict at this time.
We understand your position. I, as the Admiral, feel that the Imperial Japanese Navy is ready for a war with the Marine Nationale, but if you wish to wait, we would be more than happy to wait and enter in with a better disposition for victory.
We would prefer to be certain in our total and complete victory.
In that case, I will drop that topic for now, as I find your answer satisfactory.
Good.
Just do let us know if you are planning to make any moves against them, as we will do our best to support you as best we can from our distance away.
Of course.
We would love to be in official communications and working together on this.
Absolutely. I will tell you that we, as the Empire of Japan, will not make any overtly aggressive moves against France without alerting you in advance.
Yes.
Though we will be making moves to prepare for such a conflict.
Understandable.
Understandable as
France
always.
was not our original target for expansion, but it is now. I have been speaking with the Zaibatsu at home, and we are in agreement that plans are changing. France is the new target.
Who was your original target, if I may be so bold as to ask?
He kind of like has a... It's like, roll me either you roll a full charm check or you roll it at disadvantage because it's through a translator. Wait, no, you don't have to. Never mind. You can also roll.
Yeah, I can ask him in French.
Yeah, you may persuade him.
We can all ask him in a language he understands.
You can see that he's kind of speaking with the politicians like they're not sure if they should talk about that.
Okay. I don't have anything that can help me right now, so it'll just be straight charm.
Don't we all have pretty decent charm?
I mean, my charm is the lowest. I do know that. I think my charm is at a 2.
I believe I have
14,
a 4.
is that enough to get at least something from him?
Let me check. His DC is medium. You can say, unfortunately, I don't believe that's something I can share with you right now. But I will just say that Japan is interested in seeking further economic opportunities in Southeast Asia. I don't want to say who our original target was, as that has nothing but ill omens for us, as our target has changed. But I will at least tell you that our next plan would be... Though you may talk us out of this, the current tenuous goal is we are shifting from our previous target to a potential invasion of Siam to use it as a front for the invasion of Indochina.
Don't we want Siam? That name sounds familiar.
Oh, it's not that you want them. They're not on your list. They were on your list of countries that hate you.
That's
so
why.
we'll have-
That's why.
We
That's why
wanted
it's
to take
familiar.
it over and give it to Japan. That's what we wanted.
So I will. So he says Siam, right?
Mm-hmm. Because he just kind of testing the waters, just like, you guys aren't friends with them, right? It's like sort of things like,
We-
hey, by the way, we hate these guys. Do you guys also hate them? Do
We
make
do.
up-
We do.
do
We do
make
hate
up for this?
Tensions are high with those
Yes,
of Siam.
We would not be opposed in assistance with that.
So, what I would suggest then is if Japan were to take control of Siam, that would give us a waypoint, not exactly halfway in between
But
here in the
closer.
Mediterranean, but closer. And Japan does not have a large amount of fuel in our naturally occurring, so expending the fuel to come all the way here to battle France would be prohibitively expensive. But if we had a waypoint in Siam and or French Indochina, it would be much easier for us to assist you. And, as Siam is directly adjacent to French Indochina, it would facilitate a land invasion there as well. However, we do predict there is a chance France might intercede on Siam's behalf. We can wait at least a year to invade Siam.
I think a year
It's-
is appropriate.
Navy is not going... It'll be nothing but a speed bump to my forces at this point. But France may try and assist them. If France in any way intercedes in our invasion of Siam, would you be willing to match their investment?
I look to the Pope mostly because this is like way above like asking us personally.
So what he's asking specifically is just, they don't know, when they say that France might intercede, maybe that means declaring war on Japan, but that also might just mean sending supplies, or like escorting some convoys, or it could be anything from just like shaking their fist at Japan all the way up to declaring war.
Okay.
He's just asking if France does do anything to help the Siamese, that you just match what they're doing,
Okay.
or try and interfere with them in some way.
Okay. We will to the best of our ability.
Thank you. That makes this easier. Expect that to happen within a year, since you've been so forthcoming then.
Of course.
Okay.
I'm glad we've been able to do this.
We hope that that will not lead to an all-out war with France, as we would like to give you the time you feel you need. But if it does, then it does. As we are ready to combat France, the only issue we would have is if the Soviets or the British sided with France. As we feel that we can battle with France's navy, especially so far away from their home. However, the Soviets or British would be a slightly different matter. Again, France, that would be fine. The Soviets even, we like our chances. Britain, in any case at all, no. And France and the Soviets together, also, we do not like our chances.
Understandable.
So if there's anything you can do to prevent them from interceding, that would be excellent. But we doubt you have better relations with them really either.
Yeah. At this point, no.
So, like, you guys are really kind of...
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the one thing everyone you're going to agree on. Is just like, France needs to pay for this.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, they need to get it. Because you guys want stuff from France, and they want stuff from France, and there's no need to hide around formalities at this point. You've already shot at each other, so...
We want...
And we have an excuse for the populace.
Yeah.
You do, yeah. And the Pope will just kind of follow up. I will begin preparing the populace for conflict with France. That is within my power. Basically, he has the ability to just slowly lower Italy's opinion of France over the coming months and years, so the populace will support the war.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't even need to lie all that much.
Not really.
France is being awful right now.
Because as much as you guys didn't have a lot of casualties, a lot of Italian sailors were hurt in that battle, and some of them probably had to retire from the service.
Oh, yeah. Especially, which sucks, especially because we're brand new admirals.
Mm-hmm.
And probably a lot of our crew are brand new as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so, having so many careers cut short because of France...
But also, it's not going to blow back on us because we were doing the honorable thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were doing the right thing. You were helping someone who was being wrong.
Right, and
Yes.
we tried...
That's easy sell.
Oh, yeah. And we tried. We told France, back off,
Mm-hmm.
or we're going to fight you.
Mm-hmm.
And they
We
didn't.
attempted... France screwed themselves over big time.
Yeah. See, if France had won the fight, this would have been a big victory for France.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't, so now they're in the grab.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, if they had just walked away, worst that would have been happened is like, no, bad, don't do that.
It would have made Japan mad at them, but probably not go to war mad.
Yeah.
But also, like, he's not really telling numbers, but you definitely know that the fleet you found with the Japanese was not the fleet they left with. France did sink several ships outright.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why 2 Sirens were out of action, because their ships were sunk under them. So, they recovered them, but they were lost. So, in the building, at least, if they didn't leave with, probably wasn't 4 heavy cruisers, they probably lost at least 2 heavy cruisers to the French. And each of those had over 1,000 people on it.
Yeah.
They definitely didn't rescue all of them, so... Japan and France are probably both looking at 4-digit casualties from this, maybe 5.
Okay, so what are our immediate next plans then?
But Japan's very satisfied. Japan has gotten everything they want, so they're happy.
In the course of the next month or so, we get some new sirens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's our main focus.
Which I'm working on currently.
Yes.
To get us at least one.
Once what's your character?
Galileo.
Once Galileo is finished summoning or failing to summon his siren, that's a very real possibility.
Why would you say that?
You already flubbed a roll.
Wait it, though! You're so mean to me! Why do I even want to marry you?
Because I'm very charismatic. Anyway. Anyway. After him, it's one of us, and after one of us, it's another one of us, and then we're good.
I say...
No one's going for greater sirens. We already have
I say Katarina should go next because you already kind of got your French one.
Yeah, but also I can just... It would take a really bad roll for me to fail the body checks. I've got a 5.
So we're going to stay in port, get more sirens?
Yep. And then I think after that, I do think we need to go out... First off, set up all our stuff to start building.
Yeah.
Because we need that ready as soon as possible.
And I think we do some low stakes excursions out to get us some experience.
Let's finish our scrapping mission.
Yeah,
because
this was supposed to be a low level danger excursion.
And don't forget to take the scrap you already got. I believe it was 20,000.
Yeah.
We were
I wrote
only
it
out
down.
there for a week.
I thought it was 2 weeks.
We got 10K.
We
Okay, you got 10,000.
We got
Okay, just 10.
interrupted.
The next
You're
week,
right.
we were going to get another 10K, but then we had to fight the French.
So it's 10K?
Yeah, add
So-
an extra 10,000.
Have we scrapped the...
That's just straight up steal.
Yeah, we
right?
already
straight.
scrapped. We already scrapped the boat.
the
fruit
French
taco.
boat?
Oh, actually, yeah. What do you want to do
We
with
have
that?
the French boat. That is true. Is
That
there
thing weighs 25,000 tons. It'd be a lot of steel. Or you could try and sell it to another nation who might want it.
Yeah,
We would have to expend resources to fix it, though.
Yeah, they're not going to buy it at a
Because
good price.
it's currently disabled.
Current.
So
no,
I-
actually, it is. They got it working on the way back.
They got to work.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it's based. It's like a couple of shots away from being disabled.
Yeah.
I think it lost about. Oh, actually, I
I'm
did calculate
sure-
how broken it
I'm
is.
sure if I kick it, it'll topple over.
It has a lot of life left in it. It's missing 261 hit points.
Would it be
It would take
something?
9 weeks to repair it.
Would it be
Oh,
something
that
worth
might actually
keeping?
be worthwhile.
Yeah.
We could have another battleship then.
Are we allowed to look at the stats of the ships since
Oh,
we
of
have
course.
it? Okay.
All the players are always allowed to look at the stats of ships as long as we're not in a battle.
All right.
How much would it cost to? So 9 weeks. That would be.
That's the first.
9 weeks would be, and it would take 261 steel and 522 gold.
It's a battleship, correct?
It was
Yeah.
the Corvée or
Yeah. Courbe.
Well, it
Yeah,
needs
it's
to
the
be
first
repaired in a large
It's a Corvette.
shipyard.
I don't think so.
So
Actually,
how
yes.
did-
Yes, it will.
I
okay.
forgot how absolute trash the gun range is.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm
Its
just like...
long range is our short range.
Yeah, we might just want to scrap it.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
you
God.
could scrap it, and you would get a lot of steel and a little bit of bull.
This is
or...
a battleship.
Yeah.
This has worse armor, worse everything than even our smallest ship.
Jeez.
No wonder we beat the crap out of the. Oh my god. What
So
were
how
the?
much-
Oh my
Well,
god.
how much steel did we get from
So
the Corvée for scrapping it?
Is it agreement that the Corvée is being scrapped?
Yes.
Okay.
Are there
Oh my
any
God.
technologies we can get from it, or do we already have everything? Okay.
No. Well, I mean, technically displacement, but the Hiei way exceeds
Oh,
this
yeah.
thing's displacement.
Yeah.
The Hiei is like, I think 3, maybe 4 displacement tiers
We're
above
not
the Corvée.
scrapping the. We're not scrapping the heat.
No, we're not.
No,
No.
that thing's expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're scrapping the Corvée?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
my God.
Corvée. Yeah, they built at least 6 of those, by the way.
I scroll down and then I see stats worse than our small ships. I'm just like, what? Why? Why
Okay.
did they think they could fight us when their most heavily armored vessel was made of paper mache?
The Corvée's armor is not terrible. It maxes out at 10.6 inches.
Okay, I was more looking at the AT, but yeah.
Yeah, the AT is about the same. It's a 12 standard. Okay, so
Yeah.
for steel,
Mm-hmm.
it would be... let's go... I'll just put the number in the chat.
Yes, please.
That much steel.
Hell yeah.
So you can tear that thing apart and get a lot of steel out of it.
All right, yeah, we're getting close to over 100,000. So
Good. You need that. Okay, and this is for bull. That much bull.
Okay, so what all did we buy? So we bought a broken Fuso class. We bought something else that we ripped apart, right?
You brought a Furutaka.
Okay.
That's the heavy cruiser that you tore apart, and the big ship you bought that you kept was the Kongo class.
okay, and
Yeah, it was
Oh,
a
a
Kongo.
Kongo,
class.
okay.
This-
It was a Hiei.
this recent number is for bull.
Yes, that is how much bull you get from tearing it apart and getting stuff out of it. Stuff like copper wires or computers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they had. Did they have computers?
Basic computing did
Basic
exist at this
computing.
time period. It'd be
Right.
very, very basic.
Oh, by the way, speaking of anachronisms, speed bump as like a concept did not exist until the 50s.
Okay.
I'm
So-
sure there were things like a
I'm-
speed bump, but it didn't enter vocabulary because the thing that would become known as a speed bump wasn't invented until the 1953.
Yes.
Does the Kongo need to be repaired?
Yes, it must be repaired in a large shipyard, and it will need to be in there for 14 weeks.
Okay. 14 weeks, you said?
14 weeks, and it will be, and then so just don't worry about its HP right now. Just after 14 weeks, it'll be fully fit fighting shape.
Fantastic.
And how much will it cost to repair?
Ooh, yes. I have data on
And
that.
you can write down, take away how much it
Yeah,
costs to
I
fix, because I
know.
think we can pay that up front.
Okay, here, I'll just put it in chat. It's not that much. It's not an insignificant amount, but it's not anything that's going to bankrupt you. So that's how much it'll take in materials to repair the ship.
Oh yeah, we got plenty. We just got plenty of both.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even all of the stuff we just got off of the Corvée.
Mm-hmm.
Reusing the Corvée stuff to fix a better vessel.
So wait, that's only once or how?
Just one time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not per week or anything. No.
Oh, that'd be insane.
That would be very expensive.
You would probably calculate that much lower if you were trying to go for a full per week kind of deal.
Yeah, it's that much because it lost just a little bit under 500 hit points across all the damage sectors because it got hit by, I think, 9-ish torpedoes.
Yeah. And this is going to be one of the ships under my control, yeah?
Yes, because it's a battlecruiser, so
Yeah.
we're having you in charge of the big boys.
Big
Yes.
gun capital ships.
The big, strong man in charge of the big, strong battlecruiser.
Sure.
And the charming, smart ones in charge of everything
Yeah.
else.
Hey, look! After 14 weeks, you'll have your 3 ships for your ability.
Yes! It's like I planned it, but I didn't.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And we have 4 shipyards, small shipyards, that we can use to repair our ships that got damaged.
Yeah, you guys, we can just calculate that outside of session.
Yeah,
I just wanted to put the big ship
Oh,
in.
absolutely.
Yeah, because we were planning on stopping at 7:30 today, right?
Yeah, we're going to stop at 7:30 because we have other surprise plans.
Yep.
But
Yes.
after we stop, we'll do some of that other stuff that doesn't need to be haggled out in
So
session.
do we have time for...
I think we have time for our next
Start
week.
next week, yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be the end of that week because it was a very eventful week.
Was.
You guys had that big meeting with the Japanese. And I'm going to say that due to how well that meeting went, both Italy and Japan are going to gain, let's say, 5 RP
Ooh,
points.
nice.
At what point do we become allies?
You are at the point now where you could try and get some kind of treaty out of them, but those kind of treaties would make the alliance public. Which,
No, we don't want
like,
to do that yet.
On the one hand, that has benefits. On the other hand, that has downsides.
Right, especially since we're not ready to take on France
So
right now.
how
And we
about
want to have
tit-
plausible deniability in case the invasion of Siam goes tits up.
So to end this meeting, I would say, all right. Now, I think we've all gotten very close with each other, and this is to Masashi, and, you know, like, kind of eyeing, like, the Pope and the Regent's, you know, opinions on this. I would like to offer a tentative offer at an ally ship, contingent upon our success in Siam.
So, if the invasion of Siam is successful, Italy would then be willing to extend an alliance of some kind to Japan.
Yes, think of this like a probationary period for official alliance.
I don't have the ability to agree to that outright, but from discussing it with the government representative here, I think that we can give a tentative agreement to that. As long as you do not get a message revoking it from the Japanese government, you can consider that a yes from us.
Okay.
Sick.
We are looking to have allies in Europe.
Okay, so I'll just put we now have a tentative,
Mm-hmm.
unofficial.
Yeah, tentative and unofficial. So because everything that happens in this meeting stays in this meeting. People are just going to speculate why a Japanese battlecruiser is serving in the Regium Arena now.
Right? Listen, no one else was in the room where it happened.
Nope.
Oh.
Official.
You're gonna copyright us.
Hey, 10
Your
seconds.
singing is so good.
Yeah, you sound just like Lin-Manuel Miranda. on Twitter.
It wasn't him who sang that! Oh my gosh. 10 seconds is fine though.
I think
Legally.
that's YouTube.
No, I think that's like straight up legally you can have like 10, 15 seconds of
I'm not pushing it.
copyrighted thing.
I'm not pushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do you think
Well,
every
I'm
time
not
I've
pushing it.
sung
Why
something...
do you think I said like 3 words
I
of
know,
that
I know.
song?
Why do you think anytime I've sung something, I've sang it so poorly and out of key that no way it could be...
Yeah, it's not because you're bad at singing.
Yeah.
You're doing it on purpose.
Yeah,
For Twitch.
yeah.
All right, so
Which is
that's
fine.
going to be the end of that week because you all already did your personal stuff.
The
I'm going
week
to
is
start.
With me.
Yes.
Steve, make it easy. Roll me a body check. Got to be a DC 10.
Yay.
And then if you do, you can move on to the next step.
20!
Yeah! High five!
You got used to it. You figured it out.
Yeah, you stopped watching people eat. You realize that's doing nothing but bad things.
And math. I stopped doing math as well because clearly that didn't help my hunger.
Okay.
You were putting your brain into overdrive
was.
using too many calories.
I was.
You take a break, you go for a walk, you look at
Take a
nature.
You just sleep the entire time.
Right.
You can't be hungry if you're unconscious.
So now you have you receive a word from the clergy that as far as they and you can tell, you have gotten the attention of
God.
an angel. So
Ooh.
They have ways to kind of check and see, and they feel confident that your fasting has succeeded in drawing the attention of an angel, but now they are watching you and they're listening, and you have a limited time to convince them to manifest an aspect of themselves.
I love you, Jesus.
So what you need to do now is once it has been 2 weeks, the dawn of 2 weeks after you started fasting, you are going to go to the Grand Cathedral in Rome.
Ooh!
Because of course they do this here. And there's many TV cameras, there's like some radio microphones, because what's about to happen is being broadcast to the entire nation of Italy and to the North African colonies.
Oh my god.
Everyone, and it is an order from the Pope himself that everyone in the nation is to watch this. This is basically like, people aren't even working.
It's a national holiday.
It's basically like, unless you are working an essential job, like, a lot of people aren't even going to be working. If you must work, you need to at least have the radio on in the background, so the entire country is going to watch or hear this.
Many people are about to watch a femboy appear.
Yes. Okay.
Also, keep in mind, this hasn't succeeded since the Great War.
Yeah, this hasn't happened. So even more people are watching than usual, because the last time this happened, it was a desperate maneuver to summon more angels to fight the Austro-Hungarians who were actively invading Italy. So this is the first time in many people's lifetimes this has happened. So a lot of children's like, they've never seen this before. People up to 15 years old may have no memories of ever seeing something like this. And they know there's a chance they might get to see an angel on the TV camera.
I probably don't even have any memories of this happening.
You're 18, you may not have any memories of this.
So being 28, do I?
You definitely do.
Yeah,
You've seen this happen before. You've seen angels be summoned. You probably have some memories of being young, your father making you watch this on
I'm
TV.
10
I
years
watched it
older
with my
than you in
papa and
this.
With your
my mom.
Because you had a TV.
Yes, you did, because I was rich girl.
You might have been
I was
there.
probably
so.
there.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
probably there.
Because you were a vice admiral at that time. So.
All right, so what is this?
Or no, you were you were
was
like
a
at
child.
the, trying to think.
They probably
In the
invited my
academy.
parents.
Academy. You were in the academy
Yeah,
at that time.
and they
so.
also probably invited my parents to witness it.
Mm-hmm. So you're there, and now what you have to do is you're going to have to, because you've been praying for the past 2 weeks, now you're going to have to lead the entire country in prayer.
Oh, God.
Hope you're ready.
You've had 2 weeks to prepare for this, so you're good. Your
Okay.
character is good.
Okay.
The great thing about Catholicism is that it's you just have to memorize prayers. You don't have to make stuff up on
Yes.
on the spot.
You can repeat the same thing over and over again, or you can just do stream of consciousness. It's up to your admiral, because how you do it will determine what kind of angel is summoned.
I'm gonna do stream
You're smart. Maybe you should just say the ones that you've memorized.
Okay.
Because
Mhm.
you couldn't get your words out.
Okay.
What's your
So-
charm?
So here's what it is. The DC for this is higher.
Okay.
It is a DC 15 to get them to appear,
Okay.
but that is the same for angels or archangels.
Okay.
But if you fail, that just means you weren't able to summon them on the first day. You get a second chance the second day, and a third chance the third day. After 3 days, if you haven't been able to get them to appear, then it means your words were not convincing enough, and they are no longer watching you. You got to start over.
Is that based on the creation myth?
That's 7 days.
Yes,
No.
but
3 days is would be based off the Trinity.
Yeah.
yeah,
The
3 days for the
significant-
Trinity.
The significance of the number 3.
So basically, you have 3 days to go from having their attention to convincing them to manifest. And each day, you get to roll 1 check. The only penalty for failure is if you fail 3 in a row, you got to start over. So it just eats up your time.
Yeah.
So, and this is per day, not per week.
Okay.
So roll your first charm check. You can you need it to be 15 or higher.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Based on what I was given an idea for.
Uh-huh.
So if I do one of the set prayers
Mhm.
of Catholicism and just memorized it, can
Mhm.
I play that as wit? Because memory, no.
No.
Okay.
The rules for summoning sirens are very set in
Okay.
stone.
Okay.
Because it's about the passion of you
I got
doing
you.
it. Because it's not about the words of the angel. Because your words are what got their attention.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the whole country begging them to appear.
Okay, got you.
First try.
22!
Yeah! Oh, wow!
It was a nat 20.
Nice! A natural 20.
Okay, I'll see if you maybe get anything extra for that. Because
That
maybe
wasn't
the
that
third
funny.
part might be a little bit easier. Nothing extra, but you do
Aw.
succeed.
That was a charm check, right?
Yes, charm check.
I have accidentally built an admiral who's really good.
Yeah, you have.
Just
Yeah, you guys are gonna have no issues.
I've got a high. It's super. I specifically spec'd out high body and high charm because I wanted to be a religious himbo.
Yep. All right. So you, I'm gonna roll to see how many hours this takes. Roll me a d12. Because it's basically sunrise to sunset. So let's say okay. So it takes you about 2 hours.
Wow, that's actually not that long.
Yeah, so that's really good. So after about 2 hours of your stream of consciousness and leading the nation in prayer, and sort of like a blah 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 blah, pause, everybody say blah blah blah. Just like so, you have it's easier to stream consciousness that way, and you lead what's certainly millions of people in pleading for this angel to appear. And after a little over 2 hours, you do see, like, filtering through the stained glass of the cathedral where you're doing this, the light begin to get stronger and begin to coalesce, and you feel a charge through the air. Like, the entire air is electrified, and the room starts to get hotter.
Oh no.
And in, like, the center of the cathedral, like, in between both the floor and ceiling and the walls, you see a mote of fire appear, and it grows larger and larger until you see a bonfire in the center of the cathedral, until an eye opens up in that
God.
bonfire, and then a wheel appears around it, and then a wheel, and then a wheel, and each of those wheels begin opening up eyes as well, and then a set of 7 wings appears around all of the wheels, and the large eye in the center focuses on you, and this is when, like, as soon as it starts happening, you see people turning off TV cameras, and one of the guys who does it a little too slow, you see it kind of, the glass in it just shatters. So all everybody at home sees is, like, the fire appear, and, like, maybe the eye opening, and the cameras are, like, turned away, and or destroyed, because if these cameras try and actually broadcast this image, it tends to destroy stuff. Because this was not something meant to be broadcast that way. But they gotta try. I was like, you even see some people like try and like take a picture and then it's like, the little thingamajig comes out, it just burns, just ash. And so you see this angel appear and it like kind of rests down until it's about 10 feet above you. And its big eye is just looking straight down at you. Like a non-evil version of the Eye of Sauron. You can feel the attention of this great creature.
And then poof.
So let me see what the next step is going to be. Because you have now succeeded the second part of this.
Yeah, I have a seraph looking at me intently.
So now is on to the binding step.
Oh, great.
Because you have to convince them to give up a portion of their power to bind it into a physical form that you can use. So think of it like a creature using up part of its power to make you a weapon.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this is. But this weapon is a sentient creature. So you're not fully having the angel manifest, so that'd be a little too much. But they are going to create you they're basically creating a siren for you, and then they go back and ascend. But it's a risk for them to do that, because it makes them weaker so long as this siren exists on this world.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially permanently, depending on what happens.
Yeah.
So it's a big risk for them.
Which is a wit, I'm assuming.
Okay. Just reminding myself, because this is the first time we've summoned an Italian siren here, so gotta remind myself. Okay, yeah, here we go. So, after a moment of just letting its wings kind of beat a bit, you even see like a feather or two fall and like hit the ground and just kind of like dissolve into light.
That's so cool.
And you see like the whole cathedral's getting a little bit warmer. So you're just like, you're not sure if you're really nervous, and that's why you're sweating. It's getting hotter in here. It's like, oh, this thing's really big. This is speak. What is your intention? Why have you called for me?
Give me my baby boy.
So, what you know is as part of the binding phase, unlike other nations which forcibly, like, bind a siren to service, the Italians, once you summon the angel, you have to convince it to do this. So, the first part of this is you as a player have to speak as Galileo and give it a good reason to take the risk of giving you a siren. And then from there, depending on either how convincing you are, on rare occasions, it might just give it to you outright if you can make me an especially good argument. But what's likely is it will either ask you a series of questions, and if you answer them to its satisfaction. It may give you one, or it may give you some kind of quest or errand to do to prove your dedication, and then at that moment it will just into existence. So it's,
I do have one question though that is not relating to this whatsoever. What are our Japanese fellows doing right now?
oh, they're not here.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
I
think they're
figured.
allowed to know.
No, I figured, but like, what
I'm
do
sure
they
they know
think
because
is
it's spies,
happening? Or were they told that we're summoning a siren, or?
They can probably pick that up from people in the street.
They
Yeah.
probably could tell something's going on, but...
Are they
Okay.
actively being hidden from TVs and stuff?
No,
Is this
no,
being
no.
actively broadcast.
Well, it was.
Because this is kind of everywhere. They can probably pick up. Oh, the Italians are summoning a siren. That's neat. But they're not allowed to be at the site or anything.
I was
but
just
they're
wondering
aware.
because we have people here.
You cannot physically hide this.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of hiding. You're broadcasting it to millions of people.
Yeah, I
They
was
know.
just wondering.
There might even be some of them. Probably Admiral Masashi's found a way to get a TV to watch. He's probably curious.
Oh yeah, I mean it's Masashi. I don't think he would do anything untoward.
No.
Not yet.
And besides, just watching the broadcast doesn't tell other nations how to summon Italian sirens. So
I mean, I didn't tell him what I was doing.
Yeah, because they don't know what you did before or what you'll be doing after, because none of that is broadcast.
Right, because
so.
they can't.
Yeah. You just simply.
So I will
Please,
look up
looking at you.
at the. Okay, Calvin, if you look at me like that, I really can't think.
I'm sorry. Just trying to roleplay the angel.
Well, I don't want you to. So we only have Mother Rosaria and the Regent, right? They're the only two that are here.
As far as you know, left in Italy.
Okay.
Maybe some of them live out normal lives in nunneries or something. Those are the only two that are, show what they are.
We need more forces to save the innocent.
That's what I was gonna go for.
I was just making a suggestion. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No. I like it to give me ideas on how to word it.
Yes.
Because I'm bad at that.
Protect the innocent and.
Okay. Our great nation requires more assistance in helping free other nations. Please give us your aid. Is it a seraph? Is from how you described it, it's a seraph, right?
It's not exactly a seraphim. That'd be more of an archangel, but it appears similar. It is some kind of powerful angel.
Okay, I was just wondering because I wanted to say what it was. Oh great. Insert the name of the angel type here.
Yeah, because you don't know the name of this specific angel.
Yeah, but there's types of angels, so.
I don't know.
Yeah, oh great, insert name here.
Yeah, you can say angel.
Yeah.
So.
Oh great.
Oh, great angel.
Oh great, angelic power.
That works. It would accept that. Are you requiring a siren that they might be put under your command or for someone else?
For me.
So you require heavenly power for yourself.
To be able to aid my companions.
Do you feel worthy of such power? How's that for a loaded question?
I mean... I do, but I am only a mortal. I cannot see myself as you see me.
Oh, I see you. I see all that you have done. Time is not the same for us. I see everything that you have done and everything that you might do.
Please don't tell the Pope I did opium.
It's actually, as you think about that you realize that's exactly what it's actually thinking about right now. You can just see it in its eyes somehow.
You bad boy.
Uh-oh, Skeos.
As are all mortals, you are not free from sin. I believe you know what sin you are struggling with as of now. I will grant you divine power, the power you seek to do good, if you can prove that it will be used for good. To do so, you must overcome your sin, and help others in overcoming it as well.
You gotta start a rehab clinic.
It wouldn't be the first time I've done that in a role play.
Do you feel up to this task?
Yes.
When this is done, then and only then shall you be given the power you seek. Just back up to heaven.
Immediately goes home
I
and
throw out
dumps
all
the
my
opium
opium.
into the toilet. Flush.
That is what you get.
Is that legitimately what I have to do? I just have to get rid of...
Well, it said you have to overcome this in yourself and then help others overcome it as well.
You
So
must.
whatever you
How
think
many
would fulfill
people?
those two...
I genuinely think starting a rehab clinic for addicts would be a good thing, but that would also be really telling on yourself.
Yeah!
Oh, generalized rehab clinic. A rehab clinic for all addiction.
Would you like a hint?
I would like a hint.
Roll me a wit check.
Okay, cool. 20.
Where did you get the opium?
From my sailors.
Gotta rehab your sailors.
Alright.
Need to help your men.
Alright.
That's the only hint you get.
Okay.
Anything, if you do anything other than that, you're making it harder on yourself. And I'm willing to let you do that, but...
You don't need to make it too hard.
Alright. Well, I know what I'm doing today.
Yes. So, that was your free time this
Yep.
week. You may address the rest of that later.
Yeah.
Because it won't take you long to get rid of yours, but helping other people, that's going to be part of...
We should probably pick up with the Arn free times.
It is nearly 7:30.
Alright, do we want to pick up with the
Session.
free time for you two next time?
Yeah. let's
Yeah.
do
I'll put that in the
next
chat.
time. Yeah, I'll make
I
a
think
note
that's
of it as well.
I think that's a good
Alright,
place
yeah,
to
you're putting
stop
it in there,
with,
so.
you know, the
Yeah.
summoning of an angel.
Yes.
Okay, well.
Alright.
Hold on, don't stop it yet. We all have to say
I'm
goodbye.
All right.
I know, I'm just getting into
Well,
position.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us for today's session. This was certainly an interesting one, a lot of business deals. This session was
Yeah.
about business. And next week, we'll probably have the Admirals going through several weeks of quick downtimes, trying to summon new angels and work on other individual projects, like schmoozing more politicians.
Yes, I don't have enough money, but...
Maybe you will. You need some-
Money.
I mean, we are going to be here for at least a good another month.
Mhm.
Hey, you might be able to scam some people out of money.
You could try. So, before we go, I just want to have each player's thoughts on this week and maybe a little bit of what you plan to do next time. I want to start Red.
So, since I'm not going to be the next one to try to summon a siren, I'm going to keep talking to the French siren.
6?
And-
60?
6.
Yes.
Yeah, I
6.
guess we'll call her 6 for now.
Yes. Try to get her to name herself, or allow me to name her. That'd be a big step in the relationship if she did
You can
that.
try and figure that out.
I mean,
Yeah.
doesn't she look like a bug?
Yes,
Yeah.
she has features reminiscent of a praying mantis.
Bug.
Bug.
No, that'd be
She'd probably be
rude.
even more offended.
Yes,
She might find out if she can break out of that cell if you name her bug.
Yeah. I also have a theory on what one of her likes are, and I'm going to put it into practice as a gift
Fair enough.
on my next thing. And I think I might actually go talk to Captain Masashi,
Absolutely.
because he and his siren have horns.
Mm-hmm.
We have something in common.
Yeah, and he will be here for the next couple weeks until his ships are repaired, and then his fleet is going to depart.
So that's my plan.
Mm-hmm.
My plan is don't do drugs, kids.
Drugs bad.
Don't do drugs.
They're very bad.
They're bad for you. God said so.
My plan is to not go to the hospital. I'd have to lose a week of time. Also
What's
to
your-
set up all of the different shipyards with ships and get everything organized.
Listen, you're the one who understands the system better than any of the players.
Yeah. That's why I was doing stuff in the background while you guys were talking. I'm letting you guys make decisions, and I'm just trying to reflect that in our notes.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining, and thank you for everybody if you're watching the VOD or watching us on YouTube for getting up to this point. If anyone is interested in buying the Song of Sirens system, you can find it on our website.
Message again.
Oh, we have another message.
No, I'm pinning the
yes, pinning
link
the
to the
message,
website.
yes. So, our website is songofsirens.ttrpg.com. You can also find us by searching Song of Sirens or Dragon's Archive on itch.io. Also, feel free to drop by our Discord channel where we talk about the campaign and all things Song of Sirens. Sirens. It is Song of Sirens on Discord, which you can find a link to on our website, songofsirensttrpg.com. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week, same time. See you, sailors.
Bye.
Goodbye.